Hello, and welcome to the Wheel and Chill show. Once again, we are back for a new and exciting and different type of episode. We're going to review the entirety of season 1 of the Wheel of Time. The whole thing, now that we have all the episodes out. Episodes 1 through 8. By the end of this stream, you are going to get each of our definitive episode rankings, and they are all, let me tell you, very, very different. I don't know if they could be more different. So brace yourself for that. We're kind of the structure of the stream. Let me explain it. And first I'm going to explain spoilers because I never do that first, and I'm going to do it really quick. So with our show, typically we start non-spoilers. We go just from the show only. So we're assuming that you've seen all 8 episodes, and we'll talk about that. And usually there's only a little bit of time for non-spoiler part at the end, but we're going to do our level best to do about half and half this time, or maybe 3/4 to a quarter. We're going to save some solid time for spoilers so we can talk about how we felt about the show in relation to what we know about the books, if that makes sense. And I feel like a lot of people like talking about that stuff, so we're going to talk about it. It's going to be really fun. So what we're going to do is go through the episodes one by one and kind of explain our highs, our lows, what we liked, what we didn't like, and we're going to try and be as deliberate about it as we can. But before we do that, we're going to introduce ourselves. I am Kritter XD. I am on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch. I'm Egwene Elvira on Twitter, as well as myself on Twitter. I am on Instagram. I just started a Patreon. I just got the ability to have members on YouTube, so if you want access to special emojis in the chat, you could become a member on there. Same goes with Twitch, but that's they call them subs on Twitch. You can get fun emojis on there too. So consider that. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here. Winespring, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Winespring. Hello again. I'm Winespring Cafe on Twitter and Instagram, so come check me out. And I have a website that's dedicated to Wheel of Time recipes, and that's winespringcafe.com. So definitely check that out and make some of the recipes and take photos and show them to me. That'd be great. I would appreciate it.
winespringcafe.com. Go there. Tavern, go ahead.
Go there.
I went there, and for Christmas, we made several of her recipes, and they were ridiculously amazing. They have now become a staple of our holiday cuisine. So I'll just put that out there.
Wow.
You're welcome. All right. As for me, Tavern. I am on TikTok. I am on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. I haven't really done a whole lot, but there's a channel there. If you want to go just laugh at it, that's fine. I also do a lot of merch. I have a lot of Wheel of Time merch on Redbubble. Just look for Tavern _Tavern on Redbubble, and drop a favorite on there if you want. Buy some stuff.
I have
support me.
Look, check it out.
Yeah, look, she's wearing stuff.
What talk?
I'm not wearing stuff.
Yes.
I suck at my own merch stuff. But cool stuff on there. I hope you enjoy it. If you like it, by all means, purchase something. If not, tell your friends, maybe they'll purchase something. Then I too will wear my own stuff.
Buy his stuff. Okay, well, now that we've got all those things out of the way, and all very positive things, and one thing that is on Tavern's YouTube, one of the few things, we did a cooking video a couple weeks ago, the week of Christmas, and it is available on all of our YouTubes. It's got a drink, a main course, and an appetizer, and I made the appetizer. It was delicious, so if you haven't seen that yet, check it out, because it was really fun to make, and it's really silly, and I'm a terrible chef, and it shows. So if you want to make fun of me, go watch that video.
You were so funny. I love watching it.
It's amazing.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, your entrance onto the stage.
It was essentially like, hi, I'm Kritter XD. So it was about as genuine as you could get, basically. Yeah, and a lot of our deets, all of our deets, hopefully, should be in the description of the YouTube video. So if you're looking for links, that's where you'll find them. Okay. Episode 1. Should we just dive right in?
Let's just do it.
This is so different. Okay, so
Yeah.
it was a lot. let's just start by saying that episode was a lot for an hour. Like, oh my gosh. Also, I see you all in the chat. So happy you're here. If Wheel of Time, if you're still here, thanks for dropping in. I know you're doing a play test right now.
He is.
You guys are all, I'm seeing it. I love it. Hi. I'm going to do my best to keep up with you. I just saw a lot of highs all at once, so I can't necessarily jump into all of that as we speak. So, episode 1. It was interesting that they all dropped all at once, right? Well, not all of them. The first 3, they dropped at once. And I feel like, in hindsight, that was really a really good idea because they were all 3 very different episodes in vibe. Like, the first one was clearly just a lot of introduction, and then something insane happening at the end, which book readers expected. Although maybe not in the first episode. The second one was basically Shadar Logoth. The third one was, in my mind, basically just like the road to Camelin. If you're a book reader, they're on the road to Camelin. Who, Rand and Matt separately from Egwene and Perrin. So I thought that was cool that they all had different flavors. And the first one specifically, it was really nice. It had a lot of Lord of the Rings vibes. And then the shit hit the fan, right? Is that's a pretty good assessment. Winespring, how did the first one make you feel?
It's really hard for me to like separate the first and the second one because I watched them back to back at the screening. So I'm not sure I could tell you the difference between the two. They really are running it together. Like even in my rating. Wait, spoiler alert for ratings. Sorry, we're gonna leave that out.
No, I mean you could suggest.
I mean it's a big deal. My ratings are such a spoiler event, So just don't want to run it before we put it up.
That's fair. Okay.
But so I love the setup. 1 and 2 was really fun because it felt like we were just being dropped right in. It's like, hey, here's this magic. Hey, here's what this world looks like. This is how it is, and welcome. It was easy to watch. It was just easy enjoyment. Like there wasn't much to it other than just soaking it up and finally getting to see it.
Yeah. I think that was what 1 was for me. It was literally just like like really, really happy. Like I can't believe I'm watching this. It left me, obviously it felt very rushed. A lot happened in that episode, but I was still just kind of like in awe. What about you, Tavern? What were your takeaways?
Oh, yeah. I wasn't invited to anything. I'm just kidding. Episode 1, if I had to sum it up in one word, was nostalgia.
Yeah.
Right? That was it.
That's a great word.
It was the joy of seeing our love for the books on screen. So it was very nostalgic for me. It was also, I'll lump 1 and 2 in this. Episodes 1 and 2 were the closest to the books of the 8. Once they hit 3, it kind of started going away, right? And it started going its own way. As far as 1, 2, and 3 out at the same time, marketing genius, because you want the people that haven't read the books to get drawn in. And if they only had episode 1, I don't think it would have done it because, like you said, it was so much stuff jam-packed into one episode that it was kind of confusing. So they had to have that draw for the non-readers to stick around. Let's give it a second episode. I'm not saying episode 1 was bad. I loved it. I loved all the episodes. But it could have been a bit confusing, and I think to the people that I spoke with that were non-readers, it was a little confusing with all the names and all that stuff. So, but yeah, I think the first one was just pure nostalgia. It was like, thank you. It was like a gift that was given to us. Yeah, I was smiling throughout the whole damn episode. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite parts of this episode was, and I'm seeing it in the chat, the Matt running across the town square to try and find his little sisters. Like, all one shot, like dodging, ducking, dipping,
Incredibly cool.
diving, dodging. He was all over the place, and it was awesome. Matt is a sly dude. He's a smart dude, and he's a really brave dude, even if he doesn't always want you to know it or think it or expect it. So seeing that was just like, that was Matt for me. And it's just the cinematography of like seeing everything that's going on at once. I can't imagine the stunt coordination of literally everyone involved in that shot. It must have been just absurd to get all on camera. But to your point, Tavern.
That's the same episode, right? Where, oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
No, you.
Okay, well then I'm going to, because that's definitely the episode where Nynaeve like has the knife and she's just like, rah, right?
Yeah.
As if she was gonna scare it away. I love that. It was such a good Nynaeve moment. Yeah.
It was a great moment.
It was. I agree.
I gotta move this up in my ranking.
Oh,
again.
the rankings are in stone. The image is there.
The rankings are done.
But Tavern, though, with your nostalgia, I feel like we saw this image that I have on the screen in the trailer. And the moment I saw this in the trailer, I was like, literally, it's like, there they are. They're my boys, Like, I know I probably made that exact noise because it's like, it made my heart so happy. I literally can't believe it's happening still. And like the entire first season is over. Like the fact that there's a second season, I can't believe it's happening. So I've got Nim Heathrow in the chat saying that Rosamund Pike's entrance was better than Mark Hamill's and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Yeah,
that's fantastic.
Yes, absolutely. That seems legit to me. I tried to. You know what? I don't have the chat box available. Here we go. I missed it. There we go. It was hiding behind the image because I'm really good at this. I fixed it. But
perfect.
Yeah, excellent. So yeah, anybody have any like favorite or least favorite moments in season 1 or episode 1 that we want to talk about before we, move on?
Favorite moment to me was the appearance of the Trollocs.
Yeah.
Appearance of the Trollocs, because the story was progressing, but it was going kind of slow, and then all of a sudden everything just broke loose and there wasn't a dull moment after that.
Fair. That's totally fair. This is not Two Rivers Trolloc, but it is a Trolloc. This is our starving Trolloc.
That's our, yeah. How much for that rib?
Right. Can I get some of that food? But yeah, I am seeing in the chat, and I agree with you that the cold open for episode 1 was the worst, in my opinion. Like if we're just
that was Leandrin, right?
That was Leandrin. That was
chasing down the guy that could channel. Yeah.
The random channeler that never came up again. Yeah. I mean, it established the Red Aja. It kind of teased the Red Aja. And that's it. And I kind of wish that they would have done the Loghain cold open, because that would have established men who could channel, you know what I mean, a little better.
I'm gonna say this.
Bring it on.
In hindsight, it was the weakest of the cold opens. I bet a damn dollar to everybody in this chat that the moment that shit came on screen, everybody was like,
"Ah!" That was at the beginning. Yeah, obviously.
But yeah, I mean, it did its job. But it was the weakest of all. Yes.
Yeah. It just didn't do anything for me. If I'm being honest, I was kind of like.
I mean, it did kind of set the pace that there's some not cool Ajas too. Like just because like Moraine's awesome and she's like for a purpose, like that we like. Not every single Aja or every single Aes Sedai is going to have that. Like, it kind of put us on alert a little bit, maybe.
True.
It's kind of helpful for the non-readers, I think.
Fair. Set it up because the first thing we see are the Ajas not being the nicest, and all of a sudden, or an Aes Sedai not being the nicest. And then next thing you know, here's this town where we're starting to like everybody, and everybody's like knows each other and loves each other, and all of a sudden here's an Aes Sedai, and you're like, oh shit. Right? Because if you're a non-book reader, you're going to have to wonder, are they all the same? So it kind of set that up, but again, that whole, I don't understand the purpose of that cold open if that guy never showed up again. it's not Owen. If it was Owen, I'd be like, oh, that's kind of cool. But it's not.
Yeah.
And then and it gave us that great shot of the dilapidated Age of Legends city that was overrun.
That's true. We did get that cool shot.
So that was pretty much it. I mean,
yeah, I'm seeing people in the chat saying they still want the prologue, the book prologue, and I agree. I'm hoping we get it. Hoping we get it in season 2 or some point. I think it was exciting to get introduced to Sister Strongjaw, as we're calling her, because she's awesome. She was such a good character this whole season, and it's funny because I think every other scene that she's in is better than this scene, and this scene featured, like, it was all about her. So I don't know. Yeah, so I'd say this was my low point. I would cut out a cold open. Are you okay, Tavern? You gonna make it? Take a drink of water. You got this.
Yeah, I something came to mind when you said Sister Strongjaw, and as soon as I can breathe again, I'll let you guys have it.
Perfect.
You got it.
Please do. But I completely forgot what I was.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Oh, I was saying that, like, I feel like for episode 1, we could have not had this moment, period, and it would have given us like an extra two minutes to work with or something like that. 3 minutes of like Two Rivers stuff. That would have been my preference, because I loved that. Maybe just a little more persuasion on Moraine's part before they left the village, because I know a lot of people said, like, she just says you have to leave and they leave. Like, that seemed unrealistic to some people. Like, in my mind, I was like, well, they know the Trollocs are coming for them, so if they leave, the Trollocs will follow logically. But it would have been like a little more exposition might have been helpful for people. And that could have happened in those 2 minutes. Just saying.
Yeah. Instead of, what are those?
Yeah.
Yelling,
what are those?
I love how she says it every time.
Yeah.
I think her accent sounds beautiful in that line.
It reminded me of Black Panther. Like, that's all I could hear.
Somebody thought my mic was a heater in the background.
Yeah, maybe get the heater out of your face and you won't cough as much. So what was your thought, Tavern?
I needed it. So my thought was, and it's going to be horrible. This is going to be horrible. When I find myself in one power trouble, Sister Strongjaw comes to me. That's what it was. I was singing Sister Strongjaw.
And now you've got your idea for your next YouTube video.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Easy.
Hey, there you go.
I told you it was horrible. That's why I was choking, because I'm like, I'm not going to do this.
Yeah. So, Cygnus Rising actually had a good idea for the cold open. Let me scroll down to get it. You could have had a talking voice over images explaining the universe, and it would have been better than this episode. I did see somebody in my TikTok comments.
That's true.
Earlier today say they missed the wind, which in the books, at the beginning of every book after the prologue, there's the same paragraph where they describe a wind like going over the land, and it kind of sets the scene, because it's like it blows past the armies in this region, and then it blows past these other people here, and it's kind of like, oh, well, that's what's going on in the world. You know, it's almost like, it's a lot like the Game of Thrones credits scene in a paragraph in the Wheel of Time. So exactly. that could have been cool too, I think.
Yeah, that would be awesome every single episode to have that.
I was really hoping, I mean, not to copy Game of Thrones, but I was really hoping that there would be, or Witcher, that there'd be something slightly different with each intro. Like The Witcher has the different runes every time, and Game of Thrones had, like you said, the scrolling shot from the different locations. It would have been cool, but I mean, I'm just going to say, intro itself is probably one of my favorite things.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous. They did an outstanding job.
Yeah, it's art for sure.
For sure. So yeah, we kind of covered it. Oh, and nobody mentioned Tam, and it was nice to see Tam. Oh, and the aging up process became the most obvious in episode 1. It kind of slapped us all in the face, like, no, Rand and Egwene are banging, and for some people that was like, oh shit, you know, this is real.
And the parents were okay with it.
Think about it.
Yeah,
the parents were okay with it, which is so contrary to everything in the books.
I'm frankly just fine with the like puritanical morals being removed from the Two Rivers. Like, that's fine with me.
Yes.
I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm just saying that as we were watching episode 1, I think we were all, especially those who, we've all read the books, or most of us have read the books. I don't know who here hasn't in the chat. But I think that we were all mentally cataloging differences as the episode was going on.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that the moment that happened, people were like, that doesn't happen in the Two Rivers. Okay? Put your clothes back on.
Nynaeve would have a fit.
Do the dishes.
Yeah.
Do the dishes.
And then you would tug that braid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I had no issues with it either. It was just, again, every episode I watched, except toward the end when I finally said I'm not doing it anymore, you're comparing the show to the books
Constantly
in your head. Yeah, so really comparing. I would say seeing what they've changed.
It's cataloging. For me, it was like
cataloging. Yeah.
I walked into the show like, okay, this is gonna be different. We'll see how it's different. We'll see if I like it, because it needs to be converted to the screen. Therefore, it's gonna be condensed. They're gonna have to adjust. Like, things are gonna have to be different. That was just a thing I knew going in. But the book reader in me is still like, this is different. This is different. Like, literally, like, this is different. Like, it's basically just me proving to myself that I've read the books. Because I noticed.
How recently have y'all read, like, the first book?
A few months.
Like, Eye of the World. Like, how recently?
About
Months?
4 months.
Wow.
4 months.
Okay.
4 or 5 months.
Mine's probably like a year. Yeah. My
A
last
year?
reread started about a year ago. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I started September.
So it's pretty recent.
Wow.
September, maybe August, but I stopped at book 10 when somebody, a couple of people bullied me into buying Winespring, and I had to start reading that. And then I got most of the way through that and had to stop because the show started.
Most of the way.
Okay.
Okay.
And about 3/4.
I'll be looking for your review on TikTok and YouTube, okay, of Winespring.
It's right there. I can show you. Where
So it's
the
been
book is.
4 years for me,
Okay.
I think, since I've read Eye of the World. And I started it again before the show came out, and I decided to actually put it down so that it wouldn't mess at all with what they were going to give us. And I just decided I
like
was
that.
not going to do that. And I think that's why it's been super easy for me to just kind of accept whatever changes they did, because they're keeping a lot of the important foundational aspects of the characters that I loved. So as long as those are there, it's been such an easy journey.
Yeah.
Super, super easy to settle into everything that they gave us.
Yeah, the
I
characters.
feel kind of lucky, actually. I didn't read it so recently.
That is, I feel like for me, the characters are the most important part, and
Absolutely.
the broad plot brushstrokes. Going on a journey together, the going to the eye of the world. Literally, it's like the broad brushstrokes for me are all that's really important, and they've hit every one of them. And so, even though I've got a more recent memory, but because I'm not into the minutia, I'm not into that stuff.
Yeah.
Then it's totally, it's fine. It's been a great ride.
Yeah, I agree. I knew that there was going to be changes. Didn't have an issue with the changes that needed to be made for the transition from book to show. You all know that my biggest issues came in the crap that they changed that didn't need to be changed. I hate change for the sake of change. If you're going to change something, it has to have a purpose. 90% of the stuff that they do does that, but then there's a little crap that doesn't, and it irks me.
That's fair. We all have our things.
Our pet peeves.
Our pet peeves. That's exactly right.
But the story plot points are on they're there. Every single one.
Yes.
So
Exactly. Okay, so we've gone on a little bit about episode 1. So how about we get in? Let's go to episode 2. I wish I had a big graphic that I put on the screen, but I didn't prepare anything. So
with our hands, 2.
Episode 2. The main thing that happened this episode, the cold open was pretty awesome. This was the White Cloaks,
right? Yeah.
Strong. A very strong cold open, in my opinion. Yeah.
Some people have been pissed off about the change for the White Cloaks, and I'm like, bring it. Those guys are amazing. It's one of the things that I say is probably better than the books.
Yeah.
There are a few things in the show that are better than the books, the White Cloaks on the show are better than the books.
Okay.
Why? Like, why do you think that?
Because in the books they were
It's
kind
really
of like a
interesting.
low key Keystone Cop type of thing, where they were a nuisance, but they weren't really deadly. It never, no matter how you threw it, Asanawa, freaking Carradine, or it was a Carradine, is that his name?
Jackim. I don't know how you pronounce it, but
Jackim,
yeah.
No matter what they did, they just didn't seem scary to me. They were just kind of annoying. And here I am in the show. The first thing you see is, hands cut off, guy collecting rings. That collecting rings thing is very Vietnam when they used to collect ears. I mean, they went dark. So yeah, I mean, they're vile and they are amazing and they are better than the books.
You heard it here first. Well, probably not.
Probably not. No.
I did not like them in the books. They were not
man.
They were awful and terrifying and manipulative, and yeah, so they really brought the White Cloaks to life.
They elevated the White
like
Cloaks. Valda was chilling.
Elevated them.
And I feel like
yeah.
I feel like we got some nuance, but Hybrid Havoc, you're right in the sense that Valda was pure evil and oddly effective. But we also saw Bornhall, didn't we? Was it
yeah, Jeffrem.
Joffrey, yeah, we
Jeffrem
saw him, and he was the Lord Captain Commander, right? He had the gold rather than the silver.
Yes.
And he seemed way more reasonable, He told Moraine that she needed to go find an Aes Sedai, because that's the only way she was going to survive. He didn't seem evil. So he was in one scene, but I hope we get a little more of that kind of well, they're just like the Aes Sedai. Some White Cloaks are batshit crazy, and other White Cloaks are just kind of religious zealots that have thoughts, I don't know, but aren't absolutely absurd. So, yeah, that's, I don't know.
What I got out of that was that Bornhall didn't automatically see them as dark friends, whereas Valda immediately saw them as dark friends and jingled his rings so that Bornhall would be like, okay, yeah, go ahead, inspect them, whatever. And when he offered her, hey, the only way you're going to get that fixed is you have to see an Aes Sedai, so if you get, next time you get to, try to find one, because if he doesn't feel she's an Aes Sedai, he wants to protect her. That's fine. White Cloaks do have that thing where they're trying to protect, in their mind, with their own mindset. Not all of them are total jackasses.
Yeah.
It's when you start getting into the questioners that it starts getting super dark.
Yeah.
And they showed that split beautifully. I thought it was done really well in that.
Questioners are what again? Questioners are part of White Cloaks, right? So I don't know. I'm not separating them.
They're the ones that have the crooks on their chests or whatever. They're the ones who do the torturing. The regular White Cloaks are like the military, and the questioners are like the CIA, Black Ops, whatever. Yeah.
No, they're not the supporters of the questioners. Wait, time out. They don't work for the questioners. What's going on here?
Oh yeah, no. The questioners
what are you doing?
The questioners feel like
catching everything, Tavern.
They have a self-inflated sense of importance and righteousness, and you guys are all giggling. Never mind.
I'm listening.
No, I'm totally agreeing with you.
I'm keeping an eye on her though, because she's being a questioner.
Fair enough. I am seeing some things in the chat that I'm agreeing with. A lot of people think Roger Duran. We've got Loyal's Library, and Mrs. Ange and Bella, everyone's saying basically show White Cloaks are much more formidable than book White Cloaks, and it seems like a lot of people are kind of saying nice, this is what we like to see it, and I agree. I think they add they added a human sense of evil before we got to episode 3, which was one of the favorites for me, but yeah, and so I guess we will see. We'll see what happens with them in season 2. In book 2, we get more White Cloaks, so we'll see if that happens. And keep an eye on their amazing clothes, because I do love their outfits.
Seriously,
the drip is real.
There's a whole mood when they show up.
No joke.
Agreed.
So cold open, incredible. Meeting the White Cloaks, very cool. I think this is the one we got. Weep for Manetheren, which was beautifully done. by Rosamund
Yeah.
Pike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the song was also very memorable.
You got the Bat Dreams.
The Bat Dreams.
Mhm.
I'm Bat Dream.
It was for me. I was like, nice, we've got dreaming stuff, because I didn't know if they were gonna like do everything like that, you know, with Baalzamon and stuff,
Yeah.
and they
Oh,
did.
yeah.
So that was great.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but let's see, and then Shadar Logoth, right? That's basically
And Egwene channeling
yeah,
for the first time.
the channeling
That's pretty
lesson.
cool.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, we did get that.
Oh, and Terran Fairy. So I guess like the Egwene channeling lesson plus Terran Fairy was kind of like it was used to give Moraine a reason to explain the three oaths, I think. You know, because Egwene was like, well, you lied to the White Cloaks and you killed the Terran Fairy guy, and Moraine's like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't.
A lie in the bunch. Nope.
Yep.
Yes.
So I liked that a lot, especially because it happened in the books.
Yeah, the lesson to like pay attention to what Isa teaching was or saying is important to have in, you know, by episode 2, because we want like non-readers to really pay attention to what they're saying, because so much of the plot's moving along in words that are just slipping by, you know, unless you're listening. It seems like that's what's, at least for the book readers, they give us so much to look forward to.
Yeah, I'd come episode 8. At the end, everyone's like picking apart everything that Moraine said. Like, what does it, you know, what does it mean? So I think it's good to know, you know, well, she can't lie. So what does it mean?
Did anybody else in the scene with the Bat Dreams, right? When Rand starts choking and he starts pulling that thing out of his throat and that one wing came out, did anybody else go, Khaleesi? I actually thought it was a little baby dragon coming out of his mouth until we saw that it was a bat. I was like, okay, that's 2 on the nose. You just gave away the whole potatoes. You just gave he pulls a bat out of his mouth.
Coughed up a bat. This seems obvious.
Pull a baby dragon out of his mouth. That's too much.
No, I did not.
It's too obvious.
I can't say that I thought that was a bat, but or a dragon.
I didn't know what it was, because the wing that first came out looked like a dragon wing.
You know, that's fair.
It did, for sure. They tricked us.
That's fair.
Bastards. No, I mean, we love you, Rafe.
Man, the sound effects were nasty too.
Oh God, why did you bring that up? Yeah,
it brings it to life.
You know, I'm not that. I was looking for a picture of the bat throw up, but I'm not that mad that I couldn't find it.
We didn't get that.
Bats are kind of baby dragons. You know what? You're not wrong, Hybrid Havoc.
Fair assumption.
Good job.
That seems right. That checks out. I'm not gonna look into it further. So yeah, and then Shadar Logoth, right? Everything else. Moraine is sick from the Trolloc blade, and then we get to this crazy place where Lan says more words at once than he maybe said in his entire life, according to Matt, right?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Why do you think? I mean, I kind of know why, but I want to get your all's impression. Why do you think they injured Moraine to the point of incapacitation, pretty much in episode 2?
It gave Nynaeve
So
and
that
Lan
Lan would have to take them inside? Yeah.
I was thinking it gave Nynaeve and Lan more time to bond in episode 3.
Oh.
And it showed us more of Nynaeve, because like in the books, Nynaeve gave a lot of angry energy. If I'm recalling, she gives a lot of like, I hate the Aes Sedai, but it gives everyone a little taste of the soft side of Nynaeve, where she's taking care of Moraine even though she hates her. So those are probably the 2 things that, in my mind, are the reasons. Why do you think? Do you have a theory?
I just thought that it was to give the other characters opportunity to speak, because Moraine was kind of in charge of everything and she was kind of pushing everything along.
Yeah, that's fair.
So maybe 2 things. One, what we saw in the story, which was with her out of it, because she'd already told Lan, no, we're not going to Shadar Logoth, right? And then she got incapacitated, and so he was like, screw it, I'm doing it. So that was one thing. They but I think it was also to allow the other characters to voice more lines, and so we can get to know them a little bit better.
That's fair. I didn't
yeah.
think about that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I
Definitely
love,
the easiest way to quiet her down is make her real sick.
yeah.
Is to fully nerf her. Like,
Yeah, she got
sorry.
nerfed.
I need you to sleep.
That's a common thing, right? The all powerful person, they get nerfed. That's just, it's a thing that happens.
Well, I mean, think about it.
What
Okay,
happens?
I keep saying that there's similarities with Lord of the Rings. So in that, the party left, right, the Shire. They had to cross a river, sort of like our group. We're supposed to meet Gandalf at the Prancing Pony. Enough wasn't there, and we got introduced to Strider.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it kind of the same thing. Moraine was kind of not there
Yeah.
that episode.
Yeah. I did like the moments that we got between the characters because she wasn't there. Like Matt's quip to Lan actually talking, and then this moment between Matt and Perrin. Somebody mentioned it. Mrs. Ange and Bella mentioned it in the chat. Like, it was really nice that Matt was like, she made this so that I could protect you, so it makes sense that you should have it. It was just really sweet.
That masked soft side coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so contradictory to the description that they put on the page where he fights that he's whether he's a good guy or not or whatever, a good person. Everything they showed was him being a good freaking person.
I think it's he thinks
like,
he's not. He's worried
that,
he's not. Like, all of us know that he is, or at least book readers know that he is. So, yeah, I don't know. It had some really nice moments. This episode did between Rand and Egwene. I remember there being something, a little bonding. I think they like held hands at the top of a tower in Shadar Logoth, which was nice.
After she broke his heart.
After she broke his heart. Yeah, this is it's Egwene. She goes for what she wants. And we love that about her.
She's figuring it out.
She is figuring it out.
She's figuring it out.
You know what?
I'm not gonna go after her this. I'm not.
Good. Don't, because we love her. Yeah, no, we're calming presence, calming thoughts.
This is the Will and Chill.
This is the Wheel and Chill show, so we're not gonna get feisty about Egwene. And yeah, Bulldog, you're right. In Jordan's own words, book 1 was him paying homage to Lord of the Rings. So all these things that are happening are just like the fact that they are mirror images for Lord of the Rings is perfect because that's what they wanted. That's that was the plan.
Success.
Tolkien gave him a roadmap to begin his series, and then once he got an established audience, he was like, "Okay, you thought this was Tolkien." Think again.
Let me describe that shirt in 22 pages.
Well, wow, that's not what I meant. Okay, but whatever.
And we're gonna read it and love it.
Right.
Every buttonhole.
So I liked how Shadar Logoth looked,
recreate it.
personally. I think a lot of people did. The fact that they built this set was really neat.
Oh yeah.
I'm curious, like, how often we're gonna come back to it. Like, there's a few things in the books that could bring them back there. But yeah, I thought it was a nice thing. The Machin Shin. Mashadar. Yes, no, Machin Shin. Yeah. I always get it mixed up. Mashadar is the one in the ways.
Yeah, for sure.
Machin Shin is the one in Shadar Logoth.
Mashadar is in Shadar Logoth. Machin Shin is in the ways.
Yeah.
Christ. Okay.
Just think about it.
Chat will let us know.
Listen, just think Machin Shin is in the ways.
Hybrid Havoc agrees with you, so we're going with it. Machin Shin is in the ways. Machin Shin is in Shadar Logoth.
Oh, Shadar.
The fact that I guess in the old tongue is like ma wind or something. Like I don't think we probably don't have any old tongue people in the chat. But yeah, like the fact that they both start with MA confuses me. Okay, but Mashadar looked different than I expected, but I kind of liked it. It's
completely opposite.
It's not smoke. It's
it was supposed to be white. Yeah, like a white glowing, and they turned it into a black.
Yeah,
which was awesome. It was still fine. I didn't have a problem with that.
Yeah, it was real cool.
I think I like the oil.
It really set a high standard, though. So cool. I was expecting more ways.
More from the
because
ways.
Of how cool Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, after the Trollocs,
They
I'm
really
expecting
set a
lot
high
more of
standard
everything.
here.
I liked
It's real cool.
this was good how it looked. I think the way it looked
Mhm.
coming out of like Matt, when we get the things like in Matt's mouth and
Yeah.
stuff, I liked that even more. I thought that looked even
Yeah.
cooler than it looked
There's a shot of that in there somewhere.
as Mashadar in Shadar Logoth. And of course, like it followed the books perfectly, where everyone gets split up here, right? This was textbook Eye of the World,
Yeah.
which was great.
Yes.
And then Nynaeve shows back up, so at the very, very, very end, which was obviously expected but exciting. Yeah, and that's about it for episode 2. Did you guys have any like standout moments that we didn't talk about?
As far as the expected part with Nynaeve, like I know we were all expecting it, but for my like non-friends, it was huge.
Really?
That was very exciting. She was still alive.
Ooh.
Oh, when
They had
she came
no
back, yeah.
idea.
Yeah, they
She
didn't
was
have a clue.
dragged away. She was gone. Like I have friends that were like, "We thought that was your favorite character, and we could not believe she died so soon." And I'm like, "Right? Just let it ride. I'm not gonna spoil it."
She had just an amazing impression on me.
She's just like a wisdom. You love it.
She died like a boss. That's why I love her. She died like a boss.
Yeah, screaming at the Trolloc with her knife for sure.
Ah!
Yeah, no. So when she came back, everyone was very excited. Like it was a huge reaction.
Nice.
It was. Yeah, I agree. Like everybody that watched it with me was like, "Oh, she's gone. I liked her." It was like,
Yeah.
I think we did learn one thing in this episode is warders should not be allowed to be in charge of anything, and that's why they have Aes Sedai. Because Lan took them to Shadar Logoth, and then he took them to Red Sisters. And it was just bad.
It all worked out in the end, though. Okay.
It
It
Okay.
did. It did.
Because
The
he
will
leads
weaves
with
as
his
the
heart.
will
He
wills.
leads with his heart, not his brain.
Luke, Ice Jedi. I knew she was coming back, obviously, but the way she came back was awesome, and that I think leads us right
For
in
sure.
to episode
Any
3.
first tug.
Which I'm gonna pull up one of my favorite images. The cold open for episode 3. I loved it so much. Nynaeve just being such a hard ass, like killing a Trolloc in her sacred pool, and then the dragon's fang and blood, or the flame of Tarvalin, depending on the angle you're looking at it from. It was fabulous. One of the highlights for the entire season for me. Are you guys as fond of this as I was?
Yeah.
Yes.
She
For sure.
she has had probably some of the greatest moments in season 1.
Easy.
She really has.
Easy.
Yeah, they're making sure that we love Nynaeve. They are doing a great job, like showing how she's like physically competent here and out. Using the one power is really important to like as her character goes on. I think and they kind of set that here for us. She is amazing.
Amazing.
And when we get to the giant heel bomb, I saw something today that I don't know. I'm sure other people noticed this, but I just saw it today, so we'll talk about it when we get there. But yeah, there's some cool stuff. This
really
scene in the
cool
pool was amazing. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you track me?
Excellent.
I know, I was just
Nynaeve-
cracking up at that too.
Nynaeve's tracking
That was real-
abilities. Pros dragon
I mean, you're being followed.
by thousands of Trollocs.
All right, since
It's not that hard.
Since this came up about the tracking, and I'm going to jump ahead real quick. She tells him, "I didn't track you. I tracked Moraine." How many people think she was lying to him just so he wouldn't feel bad?
I mean, she wouldn't
She
have
really
sent him
wouldn't.
off
I
into
hadn't
the
thought about
blight
it.
with a false set of like tracking.
Yeah, she
tips.
loves them. She wouldn't do that.
That's
She gave him the right
That
info.
seems like
but
not a good idea.
What I'm saying is she did give him. Yeah, I'm sure Moraine is leaving a track a mile wide, but maybe she was tracking Lan, and she just played it off to say, "Oh, I was tracking her instead," so he wouldn't feel bad.
I mean, that's fair.
Man, how can Lan not track Moraine on it?
Well,
in
yeah,
general? It's
right.
wild. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a warder, right? Like, doesn't he
I mean,
have
that's-
skills naturally, even without the bond?
And not for tracking. You have to have tracking skills to be a tracker. I mean,
Well, how many
Lan
years have
and
they
those
been on
guys-
the road, like looking for
I-
people?
I-
That's a lot of time.
Well, okay, Sith guy says,
Agreed.
well, whatever she said worked to get to Moraine. which is exactly my point. Like, whatever,
Yes.
like, even if it was
All right, we'll
Lan
stop
who
fighting.
who she was
All right,
tracking, he was still able to track Moraine with that
Fine.
information,
Hey.
so...
All right,
Deep
so
breaths.
you're right.
Deep breaths. Okay, so...
Fine.
Episode 3 is... I love episode 3 so much. The more I talk about it, the more I'm like, shoot, did I not rate it high enough? Because we got...
It's a place of safety, right? That's
yeah.
That's true?
Yeah, because we've
okay,
got
just want to make sure everyone knows where we're at. Okay.
Perrin and Egwene with the Tinkers, which was a nice storyline, but not much happened. My main thing was Winespring with this boy, Tom Maryland, enters the chat. I loved him, loved everything about his character. I feel like we got 2 really, really good character studies, intros in this episode. Tom being one of them, and our girl Dana being the other. And I know how much we love Dana.
Dana got a case of the vapors.
She was perfect. And yeah, Tom's like gravelly song. A bunch of people were like, how dare he sing like that? He's supposed to have like a beautiful voice. Maybe he does have a beautiful voice, and that was his like, I'm in a gross mining town with a bunch of angry people and they want to hear, raspy hard rock. That was maybe him
Nitty gritty.
assuming the role that he needed to have. I don't know. So yeah. Cool Tom. I love how Tom looks. He looks different. Actually, we have an image of his cloak, which I was excited to see.
Subtlety is amazing. That's
one
one thing the show has done well, is that they have subtly added little things from the books into the scenes that you don't grasp until you see it again. Look at that.
Well, for me, I was like, immediately.
That
There they
hit us right in the face.
This is a
that
big
hit us
deal
right in the
here.
face.
This is one of the big ones.
Yeah,
Yeah. The costuming is just wonderful.
So good. God, the costuming. I have no complaints, I don't think, about the costuming.
None.
None.
No,
I would
none
wear...
You're gonna be cosplaying, right?
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, I'm working on a Brigitte. I'm working on a Brigitte cosplay. We don't know what she's gonna look like yet.
Wait, is that spoilers? Who's that?
We don't know. Nobody knows. Somebody named
No,
Brigitte.
she said baguette. She said she's working on a baguette
Baguettes.
cosplay.
You are going as bread. Cool.
going-
Brigitte is established in the next episode of this show. People
That is
know
true. She's
there's a
going as
I
the
character.
guess
doll.
that's true.
She's gonna go as the doll.
You're going as
Yeah.
as a doll. Okay. Okay.
And Random
I think it's
Melvin,
gonna be adorable. I can't wait.
it's a good point. Liking Tom's guitar versus him having a harp or a flute, I think a harp or a flute would have seemed a little weird for non-readers. It would
Been
have
old fashioned.
It would have been old-fashioned,
Yeah.
much like the shawls for the Aes Sedai. I think it was a great
Yes.
improvement not having them. And yeah, I'm just a big fan of this episode. I don't know, like it was
It's a
great.
good episode.
Yeah.
Winespring was a treat. Like, I think the problem with this episode, if I had to say there was a problem, is that the Winespring plot was 10 times at least better than the other plots. And so anytime we left, I was like, let's go back. We've got
Oh yeah.
Matt,
Agreed.
Tom, the Aiel. We've got Matt and Rand and Dana and Rand being like, if I wanted a man, I could do better. Like, oh, and Matt's
Slamming into that door.
yeah,
I mean,
our first
I
hint.
loved that moment.
Our first
Great
hint
Yes.
at channeling.
It was so fun to watch.
Yeah, and Matt suggesting like Matt's jokes in this
Yes.
episode were so good.
You think she's up for it?
Literally, like, if you think she's up for it, that was my first spit take of the series. I died a little. Yeah, the hint of thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it out loud because I'm trying to be a lady, but this right here, Cygnus Rising,
Hey, lady.
that made me laugh so hard. I could not handle it.
I
Wheel
love
Up.
Matt in this episode. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to point out, Wheel Up Time says the inn being called the Four Kings was a cute little detail. They had those statues outside the front.
Yep.
I loved that.
Yeah.
It's definitely a call out to the books.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tavern, go ahead.
They had the four totems out front. Yeah, that was cool. One,
Yes.
I loved Matt's humor in this. It was pre him completely turning. I mean, he was kind of turning into a jackass because of the taint or the dagger a little bit already. But like with the whole, that's not how roads work. And then when Rand's all, oh, Matt, you know, the guy who got a little cold while walking or whatever. Oh, we're funny now. That's a his lines were just
So funny.
on point. They were on point,
He was
and
so
they were
good.
delivered flawlessly.
So good.
I hate that he's gone.
It's
I'm
like as
really
Matt
upset.
went downhill, like that fun jovial side kind of went downhill in the show too. It kind of leaves with Matt. Like we need Matt to have like that jovial fun. Like
Agreed.
without him, we really don't have it.
And the
I
moment
don't know who would
oh,
bring
well,
it.
this is that's a later episode. I'll talk about it then. But yeah, episode 3 was really good. There was a lot of stuff, but you are absolutely right. Every time we cut away to the Tinkers, I give 2 shits about the Tinkers. I was like, take
Same.
me back to Green Springs. Take me back to Green Springs right now.
I think the Tinkers were way stronger in the next episode because I know Winespring you like them,
Yeah.
but we didn't get a lot of like nice Tinker moments. We didn't
Not
get
the
the
first
big
one.
speech from Isla. We didn't get any of
Uh-huh.
that until the next episode, right?
Yeah.
If I'm
Mhm.
remembering.
Mhm. I think you're right.
So
No, you're
Yeah, I
right.
like the dance scene. That's this one, I think, right? Where Egwene is dancing with,
That's 4.
makes the statement
Yeah.
about
I
like,
think that's 4.
is that 4?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
so
is 4 as
seeing
well.
like 4 is
It's
just
kinda like
for me
That
higher
dance scene
than
is right before the Isla speech.
Egwene and Perrin are like running
Okay.
through the plains of Marilor or whatever. I don't remember what they're actually
being-
called. And
Yeah.
and then
Did
oh,
did
go
we
ahead.
see the Will Up Time confirmed something about season 2? I don't know if that's a
I
spoiler
think it's a
thing or-
joke. Matt gets in trouble for
I mean, I
flirting with
really,
Leandrin.
I just,
Oh, yeah.
we really need to think about that, you guys.
I think it would be funny. I would
We
love
need
to see
to
Matt
talk
flirt
about
with
that.
Leandrin. And if I do a
she's up for a tickle.
if I do a second cosplay, it'll be Leandrin 100% because the red
Yes,
and the blonde.
bring
hair-
it,
I
bring
freaking
it.
love Leandrin's
Yes.
whole look. So that'll be number 2
Yes.
if I get enough time to like put it
Yeah.
together before.
Be awesome.
Speaking of, let's do a little.
Tavern, what are you doing? Oh no.
I was just
Okay.
saying, if I could have time to go or to put them together before I go to JordanCon, or in the alternative, WatCon, because I'm going to both. And if you
Woohoo!
don't have your tickets yet, maybe
Yes.
check it out. Oh, actually, JordanCon, I don't think has tickets
Which
available
one am
right
I
now,
pointing? No, wrong way.
but WatCon does. So, okay, go ahead.
Mhm.
Sorry, I just wanted to give
We'll
that
be at
shout
both.
out.
We're
We'll be
going to
both. We'll be at both. Us,
We'll be
us
there.
too. Yeah.
Multiple cosplays. It's gonna be great. Hope
I
everybody's
will not be attending that I
okay.
know of. But if I were, I've already said that I would like to go as a piece of bread.
That's right.
I've said it several times.
You mean honey cakes, right?
Yes. No, I want to be bread because I know it will upset you.
Fantastic.
A breakfast bun. I want to go as a breakfast bun.
Get out.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So this
For
episode.
Simmons.
Perfect.
Um,
Okay. That's funny.
And then I guess there was the Lan or Nynaeve, which I already mentioned. Nynaeve taking care of Lan, or taking care of Moraine, while Lan
Moraine,
looks for the Red Sisters. And so
That
that
was boring
plot,
as shit, too.
that plot was also. I mean, I think there was maybe a little bit of flirtation between Nynaeve
Yeah.
and Lan, but it obviously ramped up in later episodes. So that plot was.
It was
Mhm.
cute, but okay. So it would be Green Springs, and Nynaeve, and then the Tinkers for sure.
Right. Yeah, because
Those are-
Perrin,
yeah.
Perrin and Egwene stuff was just kind of like the stuff that happens in the
Slow
books is
walking.
way more exciting with respect to Perrin and Egwene.
Yes.
So,
And the fact that we were missing, and not to get in, but I'm not going to name any names, but the fact that we were missing a huge character from that whole timeline
yeah,
was kind
Yeah.
of So,
Yeah.
anyways,
Mhm.
yeah.
it brought their plot down a little
We'll
bit.
see.
I have a hair in
Mhm.
my nostril. One sec, excuse me.
No, please do it on camera.
No.
Come
Yeah.
back.
It was like
Here.
I
I can
think
do it
like
on
one of
camera.
these like went up.
Let's all get real close. and
I think
take a
it's
look.
better. Okay, so that's about it. Thanks for stopping by, Wheel of Time. Have good luck in the game. But
Bye, we left.
all right, and that's about it. Episode 3 was just way more fun than before because of Green Springs, and then the other plots were just kind of like, okay, yeah, we all agree.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
but the cold open was sick, so there was that.
Yes.
That was the
Oh,
90th
right,
cold
so-
open.
Yes.
Was that the 90th cold open?
Yeah,
Yeah, for 3.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
and then.
Four with Logan. Yeah.
So we're moving on. 444. Okay, they consider that my graphic. And so episode 4, cold open, awesome. It was Logain. Let me pull up an image because it was just beautiful. The imagery,
Yeah.
like
So much goodness here.
so much goodness here. This cold open was incredible, I think. We got to see the taint for the first time because we hadn't seen a male channeling yet. We got to see that you don't have to do a bunch of arm movements to channel because Logain was just like doing his thing. And then we got to see the version of his madness, which was way prettier than the other guys. Like these little whispery guys. Loved that.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, sorry, Cygnus Rising. Corruption. Excuse me. We got to see the corruption.
Good job.
Not the
Good job.
taint.
Good
Pardon. I know, excuse me, it's the corruption. So yeah, very strong cold open. Right up there with the Nynaeve one, in my opinion. As far as like awesomeness. Yeah, so
I like this one better than the name.
Yeah, I mean, it made me like Logain.
Me
Logain was
too.
great.
Which was
It
good.
I mean, I
It kinda
totally
gave
get
you
the draw.
mixed
Just can't,
feelings.
like, yeah.
It was definitely mixed.
They did a
feelings with
phenomenal
Logain
job.
after this. Yeah.
Random Noman says someone needs to create GIFs of Critter's number transitions for next season review.
Aha.
I don't think I did
like this
3, so let me
idea.
just 3. Okay,
Oh,
great.
good.
What was one? What was one?
We didn't have a 1 because we didn't need a transition, but just a very
We should have
casual.
it. Perfect.
It's
It's so chill.
It's just a chill. We're just starting. Okay. Yeah. So you liked this Logain cold open better than the Nynaeve one Tavern? It stood out to you?
I did, and to Crazy Cat Lady says they're taint puppets. We would like to call them corruption marionettes.
Hold
Since
on.
it
No,
is
no, 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 no,
canon,
no,
corruption
no.
is-
Corrupets.
What? Oh my god.
I thought that's what you were gonna say.
Indeed.
Literally.
I was going with corruption marionettes, but corrupteds is the best thing I've heard in my entire life.
Corrupets.
Crumpets.
Oh, that's funny.
So yeah, now
Enjoy that so much.
TM. Consider that one trademark. I'll put maybe we'll
Yeah,
ooh,
really.
you know what? Maybe that should be my first merch. Is I should do like an outline, like a silhouette of
You
this,
should.
and just
I'll help you out with that.
the words corrupets.
Corrupets.
No, hybrid havoc. Corrupt as in corruption, but pits as in puppets.
Yeah, corrupets, not crumpets.
Thank you.
Although now
All
you're making me
plates
hungry.
get grass. Corrupets is perfect, and I invented it. So,
Good.
Good job.
thank you.
Listen.
Oh
you
my
get a prize
gosh.
for that.
Luke, Ice Jedi, Corrupet Crumpets, new recipe. Winespring.
Oh, ooh.
Crumpets? I don't know.
I
what
gotta
that-
write this down.
Write this down. Just put it in your thinking.
You're
box.
right. You're right.
Go there now.
It's already
not
on the
ready yet.
website.
It's already on the website. From her brain straight.
Okay,
to the
now it's
website.
live. Go.
Okay.
WinespringCafe.com. Go, go, go.
We've established.
Just kidding. No, no, just kidding. Okay.
The
All right, corrupets.
cold open was great. This Tinker section, I think, was a lot more meaningful because Maria Doyle Kennedy sold
Oh,
the
yeah.
F out of the way of the leaf to Perrin. It was a beautiful speech she gave. It was so moving. Like I almost cried. Maybe I did cry. I don't
You
know.
converted him.
But yeah, so I'm not a huge fan of the Tinker plot, but I think that moment in particular was lovely. You guys
I
agree?
like the fact that the Tinkers here are more like 1970s free love, kind of free spirit than in the books. You know,
Yeah.
in the books, they were had their way, but here they just I kind of liked them, which was scaring me because in the books I didn't really like the Tinkers, and now I'm kind of liking them, and I love her, and so I'm like completely confused, and I'm rethinking my entire life now.
Well,
Oh my gosh. I feel like that's changed since the last time we
I like
there's
them.
the way Leaf is dumb.
Don't get me wrong, the way of the leaf is dumb, but I like the
Oh, okay, we're
portrayal
still there.
of them
Okay.
on the show.
okay.
I was in the
Gotcha.
military for 29 years. The way of the leaf is not my way.
It's 20 years ago. Wheel turns on.
we all
you know?
evolve.
We change. I don't know. Nothing wrong with the military.
Out of the service now, so yeah.
So what else happened in this episode? Oh, This is episode 4. I freaking love this
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
Okay, so
The Mayo Clinic explosion of doom.
yeah, the Aes Sedai plot was the strongest one here because
Yes.
of Nynaeve.
Yes.
We get flirting with Lan.
Well, I wouldn't say it's because of Nynaeve, because the warders held their own in this episode.
You're right. Seeing the warders
They did a great job.
like
Yeah.
be more like people than dogs
Mhm.
or, you know,
Dogs.
statues was a lot better than what we got in the books a lot. Thanks for stopping by, Bulldog. But so that was lovely. Loved that. Nynaeve and Lan flirting. Super fun to watch. Lan, but
Mhm.
Moiraine getting
Yeah,
like
this was the scene with their rituals, right?
Yes.
yeah,
With
the
Lan and
hand
Nynaeve, that shared
stuff.
Moment. Oh,
Yeah, I think so.
oh, the hand stuff was so beautiful in this one. They connect
The hand
each
stuff.
other. Like that was really cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. This was such a good episode with Nynaeve and Lan, not Logan.
We
Weird.
also got the crazy. Oh my gosh, let me pull up. I pulled a screenshot of this. Matt, with the Grinwell farm. Like, I see you.
Oh, yeah.
So we had like a
that was so
horror
good.
plot. We had a war plot, a horror plot, and then like
A peace plot.
and then a what?
A peace plot.
Well, it was like a philosophy
peace?
plot. It was
The way of the leaf. It's about
Mhm.
peace.
it was very philosophical.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all really into hand stuff. Yeah, Hybrid Havoc, you got it. You know us
Especially
by now.
Winespring.
Everyone here.
Especially Winespring.
Winespring's really into hand stuff.
The water
It's
scene
good
was a beautiful scene. I loved that one around the fire.
Oh, yeah. That was so amazing.
We got a taste of the Aes Sedai politics. It was our first little we finally got the Leandrin being a snake
Mm.
and
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Carini like kind of interfacing with Moraine. I don't know. It was, and then Alana, like we
Yeah.
fell in love with Alana this episode. There was a lot going
Love
Why?
Alana.
on.
Bye.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much. It was so good. Well, I guess we're talking about everything. But yeah, this Matt thing was creepy. Really, really creepy.
I love the
We
angles,
got
the
the-
shots of his
I
Yeah, we
know.
got the scene
craziness
with him,
right here.
with him and the little girl and the doll. Right in the middle of all this sickness, you have this scene with this little girl that was just priceless.
Yeah.
Which
Really
still
sweet.
shows his humanity and his, love, and so it was just amazing. I will say that I there was a part in this episode where Stepan and Karini are talking, and Stepan is joking about talking to Moraine, and Karini's like, getting something out of that woman is like blah blah blah. He goes, well, then your time together will be well spent or whatever, right? And he jokes about it, and then when they cut to the scene where Karini and Moraine are actually on duty at the same time, they're just they're literally just
Let me-
sitting there. They're not talking to each other or nothing. They're just
Literally.
it was the best.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that.
that was good.
This
It was
episode
really
was
good.
fabulous. And then
That shot right there of
Mhm.
Yvonne and is it Yvonne and Maxim? Is that right?
yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, those guys are amazing.
So good. Like I have all praise. I don't think I had a non-favorite part from this episode, but my favorite part from this episode
Bring it.
was this
This
right
is where-
here.
yeah.
God dang. Woo-wee.
For sure.
I know
Oh my gosh.
I said this on stream last time, but it was true. I got full body chills in this part. Literally, I teared up in this part because I couldn't believe what was happening. The emotions were so high. I fell in love all over again with the Wheel of Time. And this didn't even happen in the books. So I love that they did something
Yeah.
different,
Yeah.
but so quintessentially Nynaeve that it was like I bought in immediately and loved it. So I don't know.
Yeah, it felt like shock and then grief and then like relief and then celebration, like really fast. Like everybody's dead and then everybody's alive and Nynaeve's a badass. Like fast.
Literally.
It was awesome. It was a roller coaster.
I think that's part of the reason I teared up was it was just like like the emotions
Yeah.
just rolled over me in waves, and then at the end I was just left
Yes.
exhausted. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Exhausted. That's so funny. I was super empowered. I don't think I could sleep Like,
Literally
it was so awesome.
amped to the
This
extreme.
is the shot.
Yeah.
This is the
Yes.
shot that I told you I noticed something today.
Okay, what's up?
So if you look at the picture, around Nynaeve, okay, you see the weaves or the blast going off on the outskirts of the explosion, but right in the center around her, it looks like a perfect circle, and it's split with the Aes Sedai symbol, white to the right, dark to the left. If you look at it really, I'll have to do a shot
I
maybe
see it.
You see it?
Yes. So the braid kind of starts the arc.
No.
That's
So
helpful for anyone who's not able to see it.
where
The
her
white is
braid
on the right.
Yeah, her braid is in the center of the big part of the white, and it curves down and to the right from her. And then starting at Lan's head, see the dark circle going to the skinny part of the fang above her.
Yeah, it is backwards, right?
Yeah, it's backwards. But the thing about this scene that I wouldn't say I was confused. I love this scene. There was an explanation in one of the behind the scenes videos, and I've mentioned this before, that deals with the intro, right, where the thread breaks, and then all of a sudden you have these yellow things that pop out, and then eventually they turn into threads. And the person, the people that worked on that said that explosion at the beginning, right after the thread breaks, is the wheel creating a Tavern. The Tavern is created to fix things. And so when I saw this happen, because at this point we weren't sure that they were all 5 Tavern. We don't find out until much later in the series, right? Because again, this isn't a book spoiler, but we know that there was only 3 in the books. Although I think we all agree that in the books, I always thought that Egwene and Nynaeve were semi-Tavern. They didn't need the title, but because things happened around them as well as the boys. So it always, to me, it was like
They made them happen.
Yeah.
We don't have to debate that, though.
Yeah. So the fact when I saw this was that thing with Steppen causing this calamity of Logain killing everything was a break in the pattern, and this was the pattern creating a new Tavern on the spot. I don't know if that's factual or if that's correct or not, if that's what they meant it to be, because we know that basically this is her finally cutting loose and the power emerging from her. But I think this is also where it set up her block that we can talk about.
Which we don't know
later.
about.
Right. We don't know. I'm talking about the block, like Nynaeve from the block.
Yeah.
Like Jenny, but Nynaeve.
That's interesting, because Moraine at the beginning of episode 1 does say that there are rumors of 4 Taviran in the 2 rivers. So what you're saying is like Nynaeve wasn't one, maybe, until just now.
Yeah, until this
I hadn't
happened.
heard that.
And
that's a cool theory.
it was a travesty, and so the pattern was like, no, we got to fix this, and boom.
Sarah C in chat says this was the best. Just really quick. This was the best scene of the season. I think it was such a roller coaster. It was up there for me. Not my favorite, but probably my second favorite.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Winespring.
Yeah, we're not giving away our rankings.
Definitely up in the top 5. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I was just gonna make a joke. So.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like again, because Rafe Judkins is in the, he's in the live chat right now. I'm sure, like, you always confirm what you just said. Tavern, hopefully.
It's right there, Jay Fredkins.
Yeah, Jay Fredkins, feel free to weigh in. Was that the pattern
We're
creating a new Taviran?
Yeah,
We'll
I
see.
think that's such a cool theory. That is.
Thank you.
It is
I
a really
have my
cool theory.
moments.
I hadn't seen that yet. So episode 5.
Episode 5.
Um,
one of my favorites.
Yeah.
One of Tavern's favorites. So why don't you give us a little brief synopsis? Highs, lows, whatever, unless there weren't any
Okay,
lows.
so episode 5, right? We had the whole thing that happened in the previous episode. This is the one where we deal with a lot of death. From the beginning to the end, like bookmarked, right? We had Karini being buried along with the rest of the attackers from the attack on Logain's camp, or the Logain Aes Sedai camp, all the way to Steppen suicide, and then everything in between, right? Getting to Tarvalon, we had Perrin and Egwene getting captured by the White Cloaks. That is probably one of my favorite scenes, the image that she has up on the screen right now. And I said this the first time we talked about this episode. that I found it very touching that Lan was bearing the king of Gelden, one king to another, and the fact that he was the one doing it and showing him amazing honor by praying over him and everything was incredible. Um, for me, you guys know why this is one of my favorites. It had a lot of special moments for me, moments that really touched me due to my military background and PTSD. I don't get into details about it, but I do suffer from it, and I talk about it and mental health, not as much as Winespring because she's amazing, and she's way more open than I am. But this episode really just touched me on a different level, and I think that the whole plot, or all the plots in this, were really well done. Not to mention we got to really see, we saw some of the politics at the camp, but when we got to Tarvalon, we really got to see Aes Sedai politics, and we got into the nitty gritty. I think a lot of the characters grew in this episode, which is why I think I love characters the most. I mean, characters and story to me are the most important things of anything. Set decorations, whatever. Yeah, that's nice, but they did it outstanding. And that's my. I went way too long. There you go.
No, that was
You
great.
did. That was great.
Good little synopsis there. Yeah, this it was lovely. This was this the episode we met Loyal?
It is.
Yeah.
It
is.
That's right.
So that was
That was
fun.
such a
weird.
fun.
Wasn't it a weird
Little
intro though?
It was in the library. What's weird about
No,
that?
What was
not
weird
that.
about it?
It was weird that it just was so quick, and that Rand kind of just. I mean, at first he pulled the sword on him, yeah. So that was almost book perfect, if I'm not mistaken. I think he did that in the books as well.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
He
that
thought he
in the
was a
books.
Trolloc.
Yeah, and so that was, but then they cut it off so quickly. They kind of just shifted gears, and me, it's one of the drawbacks of the episode was that they didn't give him enough time. Actually, they haven't given enough time really in the season.
Yeah, I'm
Just
looking
kinda
forward to more.
disappointing. Yeah,
I do
yeah,
love
but
Loyal.
that's why it was weird to me is that they introduced this incredible character that everybody was waiting to see, and then they just kind of snubbed him a little bit.
Loyal
you know?
snub, huh?
Yeah,
Rude.
it's rude.
Very
Hashtag rude.
Let's see.
Rude.
I haven't open image, a new tab. I'm pulling up Loyal. Somehow didn't have an
yeah.
image of Loyal. Here we go. Our boy Hamid. I think Hamid was so good. His voice was
so
so adorable and perfect.
Have they retouched his voice at all for this?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't
haven't-
care.
idea.
I'm just asking. I was just curious, but it sounds perfect.
He does have a deep voice in person, so maybe he just kind of does something with it. Like he's.
Oh, does
I was
he?
just- I was
Did
just
you get
curious.
to
Well,
meet
I
him
mean,
in
Andy's
person?
he's done
Yeah.
interviews.
I mean,
Come
Kritter?
on, no, he's done interviews
Yeah.
too.
Did you get to meet the
But you
cast
did
or
get to meet
something?
him in person.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
It was pretty great.
It's so cool.
But
Celebrate that.
Hamid was perfect. I think as Loyal. He was lovely, incredible. Are you okay?
So yep. I just remembered. I have to go through. Damn it, I don't remember. Somebody just pointed something out in chat that I was gonna look up before the show and I forgot. Forsaken statues. Little mini Forsaken
those are
things.
so neat.
And I don't remember if we did we have a shot of them in any of our folders? Let me go look while you guys keep talking. I'll go
Okay.
look.
I think another scene from this that I really like that gets kind of overshadowed by the extreme emotions from the Warder plots is the Rand and Matt like making a death pact.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that a lot. It showed me their friendship. And actually, somebody pointed out that in episode 7, when Matt's leaving and Rand is like panicking, it's like partially because if he ends up being the dragon, then his guy that he made the pact with is gone now.
His plan is out.
His plan's out the
door.
window, yeah. So I think Yosha and Barney both are just like so perfect for their role that like that every time they're together, like interacting, I just I'm fully immersed. Like I am in the scene. I feel like it's Wheel of Time, and It's really nice, and I like it, and I'm gonna miss Barty.
Yes.
But I hope Donald is great. I'm sure Donald's great. We're just sending good
Oh,
vibes
yeah.
Barney's way, whatever's going on with him. Hopefully.
They haven't made a single casting
miss.
mistake yet, in my opinion. Yeah, so
Right.
I'm really looking. It'll be great. Yeah, but yeah, seeing this image is like kind of sad. Like I miss these moments. Like I miss Rand and together.
I know.
We didn't get much more of these.
I know. We're
Now Matt's gone.
the next episode, at least, we got the Bless His Heart He Tries, which I love. Or wait, was that this episode? No, that was the next episode. Yeah, because Maureen didn't find them yet. I'm trying to remember all these things. Maureen hasn't found them yet in this episode. Sith guy says, "You were gonna kill me, bro," is definitely a new take on that scene. I mean, it kind of fits though, doesn't it?
Yes.
Another really strong plot is, like, one thing that I really love about this episode personally is my girl Egwene.
Yes.
Her just like chewing out Valda, amazing. Her
Gosh, she looks so pretty right there.
literally, she looks so pretty always. Like, Madeline, you are an angel.
Seriously, yeah.
Valda's
Look,
just
devil.
pure evil. She channels, it sucks, but she's secretly channeling on the side. Like, I don't know. The fact that this all happened was
Question,
awesome.
do you think that counts as splitting weaves?
Yeah. I mean, she was doing more than one weave, so 100%.
I agree, because not only did so she did the magic the
She's
magic
advancing
missile.
quick.
She shot the magic missile that did 0 damage.
-5 damage.
She cut Perrin loose, and the time Perrin got up, she got herself loose. So she was weaving
Like
a little bit, yeah.
She's on it.
Or like
Yeah, she was on
1 plus 2. Yeah,
Yeah,
either
something.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, the scene with
Highly
her
capable
being
individual.
cleansed made me so mad.
Yeah,
Just-
that whole scrubbing scene made me uncomfortable. It was creepy. Before we finish episode 5,
I did a good job.
Yeah.
before you continue what you're saying, but before we finish, I want to go to those rock statues.
Okay, did you put them in the drive?
There should be a picture in there somewhere.
Let me see.
And were the ones that they run past? We couldn't figure out what the hell they were.
Oh, the rock statues. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I
Oh,
thought
yeah,
you meant the
those.
Forsaken statues.
Oh,
Okay,
the
let's do
Tinker
this. Here we
area.
go.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
Those aren't in there.
The sad
I should've-
faces.
Well, I have a theory.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay.
Okay, so this first statue on the left, you see the lines going into his mouth? Very first one, the closest one to
Yes.
us.
Yeah.
Those lines are very reminiscent to the lines on the statue of Shamael that Stepan, the cavern mouth with or Balsamon or whatever.
Oh.
Remember that one had lines going into his mouth? The next one with the big nostrils. I mean, I'm trying to see. It's hard. I haven't found really good images of those little statuettes. I'm trying to see if they match up with these faces. Because these could be giant
Wow.
Forsaken.
Why would they erect statues of the Forsaken? Like, is this like some kind of cult shrine?
Who knows? I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just trying to see if there's a similarity. I haven't figured it all out yet, but I mean, that's what I'm going with. Just because that first one kind of looks like the Balsamon statuette.
Which one is the Balsamon one? I
That's
got it.
so fun.
Sorry, I'm
It's
blocking.
the one that's got the lines
There
going
we
into his
go.
mouth.
Let me
Okay, so it'll be the second one.
Oh, that's a lady.
Oh no, I'm sorry. You opened the rest of it up. Hold on. It's the one in the middle, the big one in the middle.
This
It's
one.
Balsamon with the,
Oh.
He's got lines going into his mouth. The next one on the face statues has like big nostrils and stuff. I'm just trying to see if they match in any way. I mean, that's the only. There's a couple that kind of match.
Oh, I see the lines. I think.
Yeah. So the Balsamon statue, what those lines represent, I think, are the flames coming out of his eyes and his mouth.
Oh. I like that. That could be true.
That's how I pictured it. Yeah, that's why I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to tell. The Samael one right next to him kind of looks like the big nostril one next to the other rock face. That's the only. I mean, again, speculation. I don't know if that's the case or not, but
Yeah, it was my assumption that those rocky things were just in the environment, and they were like, sick, let's use them. You know,
it's possible.
but it could
Yeah, but maybe not.
it could not be. Yeah. I wonder if that's
Or they
in
could have
behind the
emphasized
scenes.
certain features.
Yeah, true. They could have like used like a clay or something, or like to change them, to tweak them, perhaps.
President says that the Forsaken statue or statuettes were used to pray the Forsaken away.
Yeah.
So, which is true. They did mention that in the show. So in my head, I'm thinking, well, maybe they're trying to keep them away from this area. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe.
But again, it could be speculation. This could be natural formation, and I'm just making shit up. So whatever.
Yeah, to keep them away. That's interesting. I like that. I think we. I think that's neat. I can't wait to get better images.
Same.
Oh, yeah, I would love for better images of those.
So
Mhm.
lots of emotions with Steppen and Lan and all that. That was. Let's just say this episode had a big emotional impact. The most, I think, Daniel Henney as Lan with the like being everyone's sort of designated mourner was really, really impactful. And seeing like Moraine crying and Nynaeve kind of reacting, it was all just, damn, it was good. It was really good. Very solid. Excellent.
You guys remember that thing I had about this circle of people kind of being similar to the circle of the buried people,
Mm-hmm.
and the
yeah.
teeth and the teeth on the Murdral.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
and also, if you think about it, because they showed it to us in the teaser trailer, the circle of people dancing at Beltane,
Mm-hmm.
also like that. And what happened? A ton of those people got killed. If you look at Steppen's dagger thing, it's a half circle with daggers, right, pointing in toward the middle. I think the symbology of death, or the symbol to me, because you're big into symbols, that the symbol of death on the show is the circle with the things all lined up around it, pointing inward.
Like a
it
wheel.
keeps popping up. Yeah, it keeps popping up. Every time there's a huge death, there's this wheel. Yeah, there's like a wheel with spokes. Kind of
Sorry,
pointing in
I'm
toward
being
the center. Yeah.
stupid.
You're absolutely right. But yeah, I mean, I just find it interesting that anytime there's a big death thing, there's this thing that looks very similar.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's
Yeah,
a
it kind
good
of plays
call
into
out.
the wheel of time. It's perfect.
Wait,
Yeah.
what's that? What? I've
You're
never
doing a
heard
good
that.
job, like
What is
reminding us that.
Wheel of
Hold
Time?
on.
Oh my God! Wait, the Wheel of Time, is that like resurrection?
man.
Let me teach you. Wow.
Yes, San. I mean a wheel.
So I think that's about it for episode 5. We got to keep this ball
Yes.
or this
Right,
wheel
you gotta do the numbers. You gotta do the
rolling.
6.
Oh yeah.
Your gang
I do
sign.
think.
Okay, that was our 6 dance.
It's
And
perfect. I love it. I felt it.
Does this wheel have anything to do with time? Asks Luke Rice Jedi.
I thought it had to do with location.
It could. It
Time.
could. Oh, the Wheel of Gold returning the ring. That was cool too. I'll pull up that image because I
Yes.
liked it. Like, very neat. I assume they make the rings out of the same circle. Like
Yes.
blood.
Yeah, rebirth.
Like they put the gold in there. They take the gold out. It's got like a
What was this
rebirth
one?
thing.
Was this Blood Calls Blood? Is that what
This was Blood Calls Blood. We started with a funeral. We ended with a funeral. It was very... And also was, somebody in the chat said this, a good way to show how much an Aes Sedai dying impacts her warder. It's a lot. So in case that happens again, we'll know.
Somebody in Russian, I think, is Russian.
Oh, yep. Looks like we got somebody Russian in the chat. Welcome. Unless you're a bot, then thanks for stopping by. Okay, so we got Swan in episode 6. Her entrance. Whew.
Yeah,
Power just
get that. You get that. Yeah.
radiating off of her. Her outfit, pristine. Her acting. Wow. I don't know. She's like one of my favorite characters in this entire thing, and we got her for 1 episode. Yeah.
It's
A
true.
single episode. and she hit me like a Mack truck. Like, I loved her so much in this.
It's kind of surprising to hear it was one episode. Because, yeah, she made such an impact. I mean, at least 3.
At least. Easy.
At least 3 episodes. But no, it was 1. Okay.
Random Noman says it's an online corrupt.
Corrupt. And the fact that her outfit in this scene, and I found this out later and I shared it with you guys, unless you already knew it, I don't recall, but her outfit in this scene is meant to resemble the lionfish.
Oh, the fans. Oh my gosh, I love that. And so
lionfish have no natural predators because they pretty much kill anything.
That's beautiful. The symbology. Much symbology.
Yeah. That's
So this episode was unique in that we, and I didn't notice this until after the fact, but it was fully, I think, from Moraine's point of view after the cold open.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think Moraine was in every scene.
Pretty much.
Which Rosamund Pike being Rosamund Pike, hell yeah, you know? Like,
owned them all.
Dominated the whole
amazing.
Yeah.
You love to see it. So I think that
her walk, I think, is my favorite in this episode. I know that's such a weird thing to point out, but everywhere she moves, like as she moves, no, Moraine, like
her walk,
just like white. I mean, depending on what she's thinking about or what's happening, she has such like emotion, like that she brings to everything she does.
She is
like a sass.
Yeah, attitude just pouring out of her pores. Yeah, she's incredible.
It's beautiful to watch.
Yeah, and like we saw different sides of Moraine too. We got Moraine in the hall of the tower. We got Moraine in the bedchamber. We got Moraine with Matt and Rand, and you know she's politicking with all the other sisters, and she's like walking down the halls in the tower, like jousting with Leandrin. I don't know. There's so many things.
Oh, such a good moment.
She slapped Leandrin down so many times. I loved every single moment. Everyone.
She did a great job.
Oh, Cygnus Rising, that's a good point. The clap back on her, like, I'm a blue. I know exactly what you're up to. And Leandrin's face is just like...
Yeah.
Shock.
Oh, no!
And Leandrin, stop trying to make fetch happen.
It's not gonna happen. Although she did get her banned, so...
Yeah.
That was something.
She did.
But
it kind of it suited Moraine's purpose, though.
It did.
Actually, it was Moraine's idea to get...
Yeah. Well, that's so Moraine.
Yeah.
This
gives her way more freedom. It gave her so much more freedom.
Yeah.
Smart.
We get what everyone kind of took as like wedding vows between them, which was beautiful. You know, the oath rod. And gosh, I don't know. This episode was great. What are some like just to streamline this conversation? Do you guys have any more standout moments from this, or downsides?
I saw in the chat someone mentioned they love the moment where Moraine is just waiting for Nynaeve to leave.
Oh yeah,
and she's like, to go see Matt and Ray. I think that is, I totally agree. Sith guy said that. I thought that was such a neat moment where she's just sitting there, just
sipping,
just waiting just biding her time. She's very capable of doing. Yeah.
I think the downside for me of this episode is the exact same point, or right after what you're saying, because we did talk about that before with Moraine just being the super spy that she is, knowing exactly where they were hanging out. Land got more information you could think he could ever get. Oh yeah, they're in there. He's been sick. Blah blah blah. He had all the deets. The thing that upset me the most was Basil Gill got like 2 seconds of screen time.
Oh come on! You didn't really care about him.
I love Basil Gill. I'm a Tavern.
Okay. I guess. Sorry, you probably do.
When you put it that way. When you put it that way.
I don't care. That's like me saying you don't care about Moraine.
I'm sorry. You're right. That was silly.
I feel battered. I feel battered.
I think this was one of my favorite scenes where Moraine comes and sucks the evil out of Matt.
Oh my god.
I suspect it's not all gone, but that's just my
photo's so funny though.
I know, sorry. I pulled it.
this shot right there is amazing.
Perfectly timed screenshot. The like Moraine telling Nynaeve to use some wisdom because that's her title. Beautiful.
Oh, that was so good.
And
Like the
Talk
entire
about
episode, she had
Character who
climax the
knows how to
entire
use her
episode.
words. Mhm.
yeah.
Mm.
And
Oh,
every
so
scene
good.
with Leandrin is chef's kiss, and this episode's no exception.
Yeah.
Every scene except for the cold open for episode 1, which
Yeah.
was an unfortunate hiccup in the whole
Also,
thing.
we got the braids.
Yeah, a
This
book
episode.
fact. People are like, Leandrin should have tiny little braids. Well, she does.
She had them. She had them before. They were just kind of all balled up on the top of
In
her
her
head.
updo, yeah. Right, exactly. So awesome. And then we
I
got
know hairstyles.
oh, and this episode was the mind-blowing, like, oh shit, Matt's staying behind. Like, we get Matt
Oh,
back.
yeah.
He's happy, he's joking. Him and Perrin are hugging. You know, you look like shit, whatever. And then Matt's like, JK. Bye.
Bitches.
And I
I'm
know
out.
that was a product of Barney Harris leaving. It was not planned. Presumably. Like, there's no way. There were certain things that happened in episode 8 that were, like, so obviously for Matt that there's no way this was planned.
Yeah.
And it was just sad. The fact that it happened here, we didn't get a full 8 episodes, was sad for me. So.
I was secretly in denial at the end of the episode.
Oh, really?
But at the beginning of the next one, obviously Rand was gonna get
Thought he was gonna
Matt.
dive
Matt was
through.
gonna be in the way. Yeah, like I mean, no, he was gonna be there. They're just teasing us. Like I didn't tell y'all that because
Oh, we
I'm afraid I
talked
was gonna
about
be
that.
wrong.
We
You didn't
had
wanna
a
be
whole
wrong.
conversation about that on the stream.
on the stream, I don't remember it
We
on
had a
doing it
whole
on the stream.
conversation. Well, maybe it was after
No
the stream.
way.
But we were talking about whether
Yeah.
he jumped through at the last second, or if he was like, "Hey, well, I didn't say this, but I was hoping he'd be like stuck halfway through, like,
Wow.
like it just
Oh
closed
my
on him, and they had to leave him." No, we didn't talk
It's
about
so
that.
disappointing that he actually stayed.
Yeah,
Like,
I was
he did
upset
not
that he
make it into the race.
didn't go through actually,
Mhm.
because I mean, they kind of took away a lot of the group travel stuff, especially after that. Like, you know, they travel together through the ways. You know, they have the Eye of the World and all that stuff. That I really wanted to see them back together for
Way
a little
longer.
bit more. Yeah, I mean, I think that
Yeah.
Matt's character would have brought a little humor into the ways with him, which I thought was needed. I just think that was the only thing I think was missing in the ways, was a little bit of humor. Although we did get that funny thing with frickin' Perrin going, "There's something up ahead, and it's a rock."
Yep.
But I mean,
It was
that
a very
was funny.
alarming rock.
It was it got his attention. It got his attention. What a way to introduce his sight.
I think one of the most iconic lines in episode or season 1 was the "on your knees" from Moraine.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Whew, that was a good one. And some people in the chat are mentioning that the Moraine and Lance moments with their, or no, so Jillian liked Moraine and Lance moments with their horses before they leave, which is a really good point, because they're like, Aldeeb and Mandarb are like so important, and the fact that they had leave them behind was so sad. But somebody else mentioned Lan being like, essentially like, don't stay up too late or whatever, like before Moraine goes through the Ter'angreal. Like, that was fun. I thought that was cute.
That was pretty funny.
So okay,
Give her my love.
give her my love. Right.
And then we had that horrible edit. I will keep bringing up until I die, where Loyal says that he's not fast.
Oh.
Oh. Like, what a horrible edit.
That one change. Anyways, all right.
Okay.
7.
We've got to. What am I doing? This is
Going to
so
7.
weird. It's like backwards, so I can't really see myself. 7. Okay. This episode. Holy shit.
That's funny.
The cold open. Best cold open.
Yes.
I will fight.
Let's see,
Much like
7.
this Aiel,
Yeah.
I will fight
don't
anyone who
think-
disagrees with me that this cold open was the best of all of them. It was so good.
I think we'll all fight that fight, because this was amazing.
Yeah, Magdalena Satova, once again, can I just say you are a queen. like inspirational.
Yeah.
You didn't just do the physical stuff, you did the acting stuff. You literally were giving birth on screen in front of us, and it was amazing. So,
I will have your babies. No
yeah.
cat.
Yeah, don't worry about having to have any more babies. We will do
I'll do it for you.
Tavern's on it.
Just call me Loretta.
Oh my god.
Oh
my god.
Somebody will get that joke.
I
Somebody
don't.
else
I
will
don't.
get that joke. Life of Brian.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow.
It's been a
Life
long
of
time since
Brian.
I've seen that one. Oh my goodness.
But yes, let's continue our praise.
Yeah, I mean,
Tavern, this should be your cosplay.
there you go. Perfect.
I love that idea. Random Noman. Do that. That's funny.
Okay, Mrs. Ange and Bella, my non-book reading mom said this cold open was the best thing she had ever seen on TV. And tell you what, I am right there with you. Like, this is I think for me, top 5 moments ever on screen. On the small screen, like on the little TV screen.
Agreed.
Off the top of my head, I can't think of better ones. And that's how good it was.
Yeah.
I can't claim it's the best because I know I've seen a lot, but I can't also think of a better one, and it's like driving me nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So, but it is one of the best cold opens
Mm-hmm.
I've ever seen for anything.
The camera work,
Mm-hmm.
going up and down the spears, you know what I mean? And like following, I don't know. We could talk about this forever.
Did you watch the behind the scenes on that camera?
No, I did see that it was like one of the, like a super expensive. I haven't watched a lot of the behind the scenes stuff yet.
You have to watch
Yeah,
that,
I haven't
that
I will.
episode for behind the scenes because that camera, like I said in the show when we talked about this episode, it moves so fast. So you have to be choreographed, not only with the other actors, you have to be choreographed with the camera because if you are in the wrong spot when that camera comes,
That's right.
it will beat your ass. It's that fast. And it'll knock you the hell out.
Yeah.
Just
Dan
amazing.
Dan Glokta's Teeth says best 4 minutes of TV without dialogue, and I'm thinking like, yeah, like
Yes.
I'm trying to remember like some of the most
Such a good
impactful
point.
scenes in TV that I've seen, and most of them involve dialogue. Like maybe the only one that stands out to me is the Battle of the Bastards. Like that was a really great scene, a really great episode of television generally, but it wasn't a scene because it was like a whole episode, And so in isolation, if we're talking scene by scene, this
4
is like,
minutes.
yeah, it's incredible. And it's one Aiel. A lot of people
We're
are saying
talking about
that too.
small screen, right? We're not talking about big screen.
Small screen. Battle of the Bastards is Game of Thrones.
I was gonna say this was up there for me. This was right up there with the beginning of very little to no dialogue. The beginning of Saving Private Ryan.
Okay.
When they're hitting the beach.
Yeah.
And it's you just when they go underwater, it gets muffled and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It
You
was
feel
that
it.
good.
Mhm.
You felt it.
You
It-
really
Yeah.
could feel
Yeah.
this.
Yes.
So, I mean, I could stop right there and say episode 7 was freaking awesome. But okay, we met Uno. Really fun. We love him. Really great. Not much plot with him. And then I think the most.
He's so funny.
He's so funny.
The actor himself, like on Twitter and like really fun.
Yeah.
Really fun to engage with. Like I encourage everyone to go.
He's really engaging, which I really appreciate.
Yes.
So
love that guy.
so we were inside the ways
Yeah,
for this
big fan of
episode,
that.
which was cool. We saw Thane come out, which was cool. Just kind of like pieces are moving, you know what I mean? And then the big moment I think for this was the dragon reveal. That's the one that stands out for me. It's the one I was waiting for. We got Winter Night, we got Tam's Fever Dream, Ravings. We got all the things that led to Rand finally being like, it's definitely me, god damn it. and yeah, so this episode for me was everything sort of clicked into place. It set it all up, and I feel like a lot of penultimate episodes are kind of like that, where it's like almost better than the finale, or better than the finale, maybe.
Forgetting something.
Because it's very exciting. And plot stuff happens. So
You're forgetting something in this episode.
the love triangle.
What?
No.
Oh.
No, I don't even want to ever talk
I know.
about it
I'm
again.
sorry. I figured that'd be what you wanted
We've
to talk
done that.
about.
Min, we've got to meet Min.
We got to meet
interviewing.
Min.
Yes. Thank you. Of course.
Kay Alexander. I know I pulled a picture of her. Where is it? There she is. Sorry, I got really evil there. Okay. She is great. Her visions were really cool. Like I liked the way they were portrayed. Which I also have a picture of. Let's see.
It's true, San. We did see
There we go.
the Lynive family dinner.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah, and her stalking him.
She's stalking the shit out of him. That's like serious.
She's like, "Where are you going?"
Wait, well, hold on. We got Perrin's vision.
Oh,
Oh,
I just wanted to show it. I think the Lan and Nynaeve thing was like major highlight. I can't believe I didn't say that.
Oh, yeah.
But the fact that happened, I was like, get it.
I mean,
It was a little okay. I was curious as to why they sped that up. I didn't have a problem with it. I was just curious why they sped that up to the as much as they did. I know that in the books it took way longer than it should have, but it also wasn't this fast.
Gotta give the people what they want.
I know that. But I'm just I don't have any complaints about it. I was just curious as to why they did that.
I don't know.
Because there's a lot of dynamics that have to change now because of that. Right?
We are almost we're almost at the.
We're not at spoiler.
Yeah,
point.
we're almost there.
Spoiler point.
Put a pin in that.
yeah,
and-
hold it, because I can't think of anything. I can't wait.
And Jill.
Sweet Winespring.
It's just it's not there. I can't wait.
Jillian Lee, I think you're right that the woman in Lan's family, or the woman at that family gathering, was one of the women that burned out while channeling. So that's sad.
It was.
Yeah.
And that's a good point, Eric Portney. They might have sped it up because they expect the characters to not be together much for a couple of seasons. Like Nynaeve might be going to the White Tower. She brought that up in episode 8.
Did say that, yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Excellent point.
Happened in
the
books too, without getting into spoilers. I mean, that part's still the same. So, all right. Anyways.
Okay, and so we just talked about the finale, so let's try and be really quick with that. But 8. Okay.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. I thought it was great.
It is.
I thought it was cool. The cold open was really beautiful, gorgeous.
Yeah, look at that. Oh my gosh.
It threw some sci-fi
I want
elements.
to go to there.
Yeah, right. I would like to move to there. Thank you. Flying cars or whatever, like little planes. Come on.
Yeah, that was amazing. The fact that we got to see the Age of Legends, I was so happy about this.
Sith guy, I see what you're doing there. So Rand versus Baalzamon.
Wow.
Visually very pretty fight, I think. I agree. Finale better on rewatch. The differences for me were just a little distracting the first time I saw it, but I still liked it the first time I saw it, and then I saw it again and I was like, yeah, no, this is good. I like it. I don't know. And then Moraine being a complete stud, being like, I'll kill him. I'll do it. If he's dark, I'm gonna kill him. You know what I mean? I don't know what parts of this episode stood out to y'all.
Winespring, go for it.
Man, so this episode, is this when we see them? Are we on 7 or 8?
8. We've moved on. We're trying to so we can get to some spoilers.
So that's Faldara and outside the channelers, right?
Tara and Gap, yep.
And the Eye of the World, yeah.
Yeah.
Resurrection.
I mean, that whole thing was so beautiful. I think I've watched that, I don't know how, actually, just to see all the weaves coming in and all the lightning at the top, I don't know if y'all have noticed that, like really hidden behind the cold down. I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah, no,
beautiful
channeling in this episode.
Awesome image. The channeling. Thank you. It's just everything.
That part of the plot for me was the weakest part of the episode, mainly because of the end of it. Like, I did not like it. Looked like Nynaeve was dead. Like, it looks like it, and then Egwene barely channels. At least it looks like not a lot. and she comes back, and I was like, what? Like, how was, I think I literally
so-
out loud said, what?
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same. 100%.
Yeah,
So
we're never gonna trust them again when someone dies.
you could look dead AF, and I'm still gonna be like, nah, they'll come
Yeah.
back. Like Loyal.
Yeah.
Like,
Uno's coming back. Lord
This is part
Dakota's
of-
coming back.
Listen,
Loyal's
this
coming
is-
back. Everyone's coming back.
This is part of my overall review. When we get to the spoilers, that's part of it, because there's certain things that they do that needs to stop. But
yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
As far as episode 8, I loved episode 8 primarily because of the character progression.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a nice balance. I love the fact, and they kind of do this. This is another thing they do throughout the series, throughout the season. The fact that you had a physical, just all-out battle happening in Tarwin's Gap, right? The Trollocs attacking. You had Agamar take a spear through the chest. You had Amelisa get burnt out. You have them getting the Trollocs getting through. Then you have the Chandlers with this gruesome display of just savagery, because Amelisa didn't hold back. She went to town. All that happening, and it meant jack shit, because the real battle was happening elsewhere. It was a conversation. It wasn't even a battle. They were just talking. And it was 10 times more important than what was happening on the field.
Yeah.
That to me that's amazing, that you could do that on this, in a show, and get away with that when you're like, well, there's this huge fight going on over here. Doesn't matter. It's just these two guys over here having a chit chat.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
So yeah, I love this episode. I loved all of the subtleties in it, just the minute details. I love this freaking episode. Anyways,
I think the effect of the burning out is really cool. Random Nomen.
yeah.
It looked really neat. I think Rand's plot in this was the strongest, even though it differed a lot from the books, which we can talk about very soon.
June.
But yeah, it was a really exciting episode, basically. I think probably arguably the most different episode, which is funny because episode 6 was completely made up from completely fabricated, but I still feel like this one was like a deliberate deviation from things that happened in the books. And so for book readers, it was like, okay, I gotta really reconcile this with what I have in my head. And ultimately I reconciled it, and I was like, this works. The vibe is right. But I know a lot of people didn't, so that was kind of sad. And I think Agamar is dead. So just to go along, I think Agamar is dead with a spear straight through his heart. Loyal is alive. Rafe confirmed
We'll
that.
see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, he was moving.
Of course, Loyal's.
Loyal's alive. Amelise is
Uno's the
obviously
one
dead.
For sure.
It was the one that I don't
Amelisa's,
understand.
And yeah, so I guess that's kind of we did it, and I want to move on to spoilers for a little bit, but we're giving our rankings first.
Okay, yeah, okay. You want to tell the chat, or you want me to tell the chat?
Go for it. You do your thing.
All right, chat. We're going to put our rankings up under each of us. There's going to be a little bar with numbers, or above us, or whatever the hell she's putting them. Rank your episodes from favorite to least favorite, and we'll see who matches with who. Because I'm going to be honest, and Kritter will tell you that all three of ours are completely different.
Totally different. Completely different.
So,
Which I love, because that means it's like there's a little something for
Yeah.
everybody in
Yeah.
every episode.
throw your numbers out in the chat, and we'll see what happens.
If you want to chime
I think
in.
that's why we have such a good time talking.
Yeah,
We're all
because
just very
we're all like,
different. Awesome.
not you're wrong, but you're different, and I want to talk about it,
Yeah. It's perfect.
So, okay. Episode 7 Cold Open is better than everything else. Cygnus writing. That's fair. That's
Got
fair.
a point. That's
All right,
fair.
I'm kind of tired of waiting. If you guys are all typing, just finish your typing, and I'm gonna expose them. Okay, ready? Drum roll, please. First, with Winespring, we have 546-1/2-387.
Got it.
It's right there. It's
There
on
it
the
is.
screen. There it is. Okay, we've got Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We are okay. We're really close here. Tavern. We have
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
854-63721.
675-309.
But that's all. That is kind of like 86753. That's always kind of like that.
Yeah.
And
I was going
me.
for it. No, I'm just kidding.
Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. We've got
Here we go. Here we go.
746-5/3-812.
Wow,
So,
it's beautifully done.
thank you. So literally, I'm looking at Luke, Ice, Jedi, and me and you are so close. I literally at the very, very end had
Let's see.
to swap 1 and 2 because the more I thought about it, the more I was like, more happens in 1. But that was my number literally right before I made the final decision. So we're really close. Who are you guys seeing anybody that's close to you?
No, meme has one. Meme has one pretty high up. Actually, so does Jay. Even Jay have 1 at 3 at their third least spot, but it's not at the back end. Oh wait. Random Noman. We're not too far off. We're pretty far off. Never mind.
We are so close, Luke. Ice, Jedi. We are like this. Honestly, in any given day, like I haven't done a full marathon, and I feel like if I did, it could change again. But
Yeah, I'm gonna do 1 too, and then re-rank.
because for the longest
Yeah,
time,
right.
I thought 1 was the weakest, and then the more I thought about it, the more I was like, what happened in 2? Like Shadar Logoth and Weep for Manethrin is all that like stands out, and that just doesn't seem like enough when we got everything.
I'll be honest with you. I thought that the cold open in 2 was better than almost all of episode 1 except for the Trolloc fight. that Valda cold open was amazing.
I love seeing all the 7s at number 1 in chat. That is the thing that I like to see.
7's the last for me.
I think, yeah, people are pointing that out. Like,
That's
7.
wild.
Eric Portney says 7 last, question mark, exclamation point, question mark, exclamation point. Yeah, like, wow. Wow. I guess for you, like, 1 and 2, is it like the nostalgia? Because they're very close to the books. Like, is that what pulled them up in the rankings for you?
That's why I put them in the middle
Okay.
instead of at the end, because it just felt like, I mean, they weren't like, so emotional. I felt drawn to do something like the 2, which is for me, like I'm a highly emotional person. Like that's why they're there at the top. Yeah. And then in the middle, it's just that experience of finally seeing it. I just could not put them at the bottom.
And everyone in chat, because 7 is like top 2 for everyone.
The hell. Except me.
I love it. We got a couple 6s.
And Badger Masher.
And 4s.
That's a funny name.
Sure.
Badger Masher does not have it in top 2 either.
Perfect.
Nice.
So I guess like, well, why? Why is 7 last for you? I guess.
Oh, me?
Yeah, the people are wondering.
Gosh, I think there are just things I liked and all the other ones. I'm looking at my notes, like, as we talk, and I'm like, wow, look at 7. I'm like, I feel like 7 just kind of moved us along our way. Like,
It's fair,
like
we like what we
the
like.
dark along the ways. Yeah, here we go. Tell me a story. Thank you.
I think 7 was lower on because they kind of rehashed a couple of things. Are we in spoilers yet or no?
Okay, we're
right.
gonna go to spoilers because we need to.
Let's do
Because if we're
spoilers.
gonna
Yeah,
be in
we need
spoilers
to.
for like
Yeah.
20 minutes before we end,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna throw up a spoilers. If you haven't read the books, you don't want to be spoiled on the books. We love that you're here, but we ask that you leave. So
Get out.
like we thank you for coming. I am gonna throw up the spoiler thing. Please have a nice evening. There it is. Okay, Tavern. What is your spoiler?
It is a spoiler. Okay, I'm waiting for the spoiler thing to pop up.
It's up.
Here it is. All right, so here's the thing. They've been doing a lot of repurposing of things, right? So we had Nynaeve with her giant explosion of light twice. Okay. We had the dagger through the body from behind several times. We had it with, it wasn't really a dagger, but we had with poor Tom, accepted Tom in episode 1 that got it through the chest from the Trolloc at the dance. So we had something poked through his chest. That was the first one. Then we had Dana. Then we had Moraine. And so they keep reusing these things.
Oh, I know what you're talking. Okay, so we have one of those. The
Yeah.
sorry.
They keep reusing these things. I think that's the lowest thing for me on the season, because yeah, listen, it's fine, but you can't just keep using
The
the
shocking
same.
backstab. Sorry, it took me a while to pull up this photo.
Yeah, the shocking backstab. We had the
Was it a
big
jump
Naive
scare? Is that what it's
explosion.
called?
It's not well,
But
yeah,
but
it's
it
a
involves
shock
being
moment.
stabbed through
Okay.
the back, like through the
Yeah.
back of the neck, even, or depending.
Yeah. So just things like that they and there's several things
A little
like
repetitive.
the whole thing about a battle happening while there's a conversation. We had the fight going on at the Asadai camp while Moraine was talking to Logain. We had the fight happening at Tarwin's Gap while Rand was talking to the Dark One. There was another time when it happened as well. And I'm trying to remember where it was that there was something else going on, but there was just a conversation happening. So yeah, it's just all of this stuff that I hope they start diversifying the story, because it's kind of getting a little repetitive. And that was my downside. As far as the good side for the entire show, I kind of dig the changes. I think they've improved on several things. They improved on the White Cloaks. They improved on the Warders. Once they got out of the nostalgia episodes 1 and 2, and we started coming to grips with the fact, okay, it's not the books.
Yeah.
It started getting better. I mean, and honestly, they've said it online a few times. It's like starting the series, or the book series all over again, because you really don't know. You kind of know where it's going, but you know how they're going to get there. So it's kind of refreshed and new. So that's kind of cool. That's my thing.
Yeah.
That's it.
Episode 8. There's so many good things and so many things that I was like, bleh. But so somebody mentioned in the chat too. You're talking about reusing things like the backstabby surprise.
Yeah.
That's what we'll call it. Backstabby surprise.
Backstabby surprise.
They're also like Nynaeve got two very powerful moments.
Yeah.
In sort of short succession, and for an untrained channeler, it was really fun to watch, but I think we could have done without the second one in the ways. Like it could have happened the way it happened in the books, where they all just snuck out basically in the nick of time. That would have been great. Like, instead of Nynaeve having another moment where she's like, no, and everyone escapes because of her. We love Nynaeve. She is a hero. She proved herself a hero multiple times this season, and so I don't think we needed that extra one that felt a little repetitive to me, especially because she's going to have some fucking awesome moments later down on the road, like that. She's going to be a part of the cleansing of the taint. Like, she's going to be in Shale Ghul, assuming Shale Ghul is a thing in the show, because it might just be the eye of the world. But she's going to be in there with Rand, and she's going to be healing Alana with herbs, because she's a wisdom in coming full circle at the very end. It's going to be great. She has so many awesome moments that, like, we didn't necessarily need that second one. So that's
again, there's just things that they keep repeating. I don't know if they're not really tropes. I don't know what the hell to call them. So it's just
and Loyal being there but not there, like in episode 7, it just vanishes. I would have loved a little more Loyal. Jillian Lee, her success rate is too high with channeling. We need her to falter. And I'm wondering, I think I saw this either in the chat or on Twitter earlier, that maybe this near burnout will be the reason for her block.
I think the block's already in place.
It might be.
I think the block's already in place, because think about it. She was mad when she healed everybody in 4. Was it 4? She was mad about having to even stay when she went down there and reported to Amalisa, right? So she was already upset about that shit, which is the only reason I think she could even touch the source. And then in the ways, she was mad that Mashin Shin was coming in to kill them, and she got pissed off, and she went loose. And she broke loose again. I think that block is up because we haven't seen her do anything. Those are the 3 times that she's channeled, right? She hasn't channeled any other time.
Yeah. And
She
somebody's
was kind
pointing
of
out
pissed off, all three of them,
somebody's pointing out in the chat that she couldn't listen to the wind
because she wasn't
after
angry.
after her big channeling moment. So that's a good point. So the block might already be in place. That's a really good point.
Yes.
Um
Excellent point. Thank you.
so hopefully she'll get to Tarvalin with Egwene soon. Like I hope they go down
Somebody-
there immediately.
Somebody visits her in the night and beats her with air and fire.
Um,
I was like, damn, Moraine, that's some dark shit.
yeah, read Newspring
Yeah.
Tavern.
I'm almost there.
Yeah, no, it wasn't
Season's
surprising
over.
to
Time to
any of
read.
us. That red Newspring. Sorry, I'm getting
Jeez.
violent. I'm getting violent up in here.
Wait,
What is this?
an international symbol from getting beat.
Oh. Okay. Um.
I'm asking for
We shouldn't
help.
laugh at it, but we did.
Yeah.
I know.
Sorry.
I'm asking for
Just
help
laughing.
right now.
So yeah, I guess people think Eric Bortney says she also probably channeled when Egwene was 10 without realizing it. Yeah, so I guess the moment she realized she could channel, then maybe the block set in, which is fair. That could be true. That could 100% be it. And I guess we'll see maybe
She could listen to the window after that.
she could, but she didn't know that she could channel. That's what we're saying. Is like
True.
once she knows she can channel, and that's what's happening. That's when it sets in, which follows the book lore.
Yeah.
That is,
Yeah.
people in small towns that don't like channeling or are afraid of it or whatever, they create their own blocks. So, yeah, I think that works.
I think it's working fine for Nynaeve. The weakest storyline so far is Perrin.
I was gonna say that we didn't mention Perrin almost at all this entire time. Isn't that kind of
Because he
sad?
Had the weakest storyline.
He did.
Hope season 2 is better.
We got Golden Eyes, but when we got Golden Eyes,
They were
Egwene
splat.
ended up stabbing him anyway. So it's like he didn't even. So I hope we get more Perrin fun. Do you think that he'll be like he'll replace the Sniffer in season 2?
Perrin?
Yeah, because they play him off as like they play him off as a sniffer, but they also had Huron there, so like they're familiar with sniffers. You know what I mean? So people think, and I agree, that Perrin will be on the hunt for the horns, probably solo, because Matt's probably gonna have his book 3 arc in Tarvalin, which I would like. If we get Galad and Gawain fighting Perrin, whew, that's really excited.
Here for it.
Dumb question.
What?
This goes along with what you're saying.
Okay.
Right, about Perrin,
Yeah.
the sniffer thing.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna cuss, so be prepared. What the fuck is left in Valdara to call him a sniffer? Amelisa's dead. Agamar's dead. All of the males that went to Tarwin's Gap are probably
Uno.
dead.
We have Uno.
There's nobody left in Valdara.
Uno knows the horn is there. We probably witnessed Fane taking it away, and I think he knew Huron in the books at least.
He did. He also, we have other characters that are coming in, and I wonder if they're coming in from one of the other border cities, like Ingtar and stuff.
Yeah, we definitely like they could mobilize a little like strike force to recapture the horn, which is similar to what happens in book 2, so that would work. So
Yeah, agreed.
yeah, so Sarah C in the chat says, I hope they show more and explain the wolf connection more. And that it didn't, I think I saw her say something too earlier that it wasn't super clear. For non-book readers, they have no idea what's going on with Perrin. I think that's fair, because not much is going on with him. But
it's a Two Rivers werewolf in Tarvalon.
Hopefully he gets over the way of the leaf stuff. Like, yes, Perrin, use your damn axe. And to be fair, like that is a thing that happens throughout the book. So, or throughout the books.
He does, but it wasn't because of the way of the leaf.
You know, Sith guy, I'm not that upset that they're not gonna have a month of chill time at the beginning, because we gotta, like, if we only get 8 episodes, God forbid, and not 10,
they need to jump right in.
They need to be like, horn's gone, let's go, like, let's go. What do we think Rand's gonna be doing? You think he's gonna go straight to Tyr or Valdara? Where the hell is he going?
I think he's going to the Ill Waste.
Already?
I think he is heading in that direction because I believe he was heading east at the end of that episode.
I guess I need to pull up a map.
Put it this way: if he's not heading toward Tarwin's Gap, right? Not heading toward Tarwin's Gap. It means he's going further into the Blight, and I guess at the Spine of the World or the Dragon's Teeth or whatever the hell that freaking mountain range is called, it becomes the Ale Waste.
Maybe he'll use a portal stone on accident on that trip, and he'll end up meeting Celine,
Celine.
by himself.
That would be cool. I'd be
Yes.
much more happy with
Yes.
that. The Ale Waste right now, because I think the Ale Waste is way too soon. But then again, they've sped up a lot of things, so maybe we'll get Avienda sooner than we thought. Who knows?
I hope so. I hope we get some Aiel.
Yeah.
And it might happen different. Well, it might happen similarly where they're on the road or something and they meet them. You know what I mean? And then it's sort of like a passing thing. And then we'll circle back in season 3 and be like, these people are really important. Like, we met them earlier. We set a little precedent. And now we're going full Aiel, you know? So, I don't know. See, yeah, I was thinking tier 2.
My non-reader friends?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. No, go, please. For sure.
No, I know. Somebody in the chat just said straight to tier. The pattern needs them to get Kalendor Forest. That's what I was thinking, and that maybe. Well, I don't know whether we're getting Faldara for sure, or if they're just gonna make Faldara be like and tier together. I'm not sure. That would be something.
What do you mean?
Something?
Like Rand's next move, right? He has to end up in Faldara somewhere. And eventually, in book 3, he goes to tier. So, if we're having a 2/3, books 2/3, season 2, Rand could do Faldara or tier or both. And the both could be actually that tier and Faldara are the same place now, you know?
So you think the Kalendor would be in Faldara?
I'm not Faldara. Am I saying Faldara? I meant, I'm sorry.
are.
What am I?
I was trying to figure that out.
Falma.
Yeah.
Falma.
Falma.
Oh.
I apologize.
that
Thank
makes
you.
way more
Falma.
sense.
Sith guy, everyone. I confused the shit out of everyone. I apologize.
See it here.
No,
Okay.
Falma and Tyr, because they're both coastal. Like, that would be a stretch because, like, the Aiel have to show up there.
So far apart.
Well, I mean, distance-wise, like, they can change a map. Like, I'm not married to the map. I'm
Have
not
changed
married.
the map.
But he has to do both at some point, and so he could do either first. But I think that would be maybe a little bit too much to have Shan Chan and Aiel in one season.
I think Falma. You guys keep calling it Falma. My head was always Falme, but
Okay,
I don't know what the real thing
Mine
is.
was Felm.
Falm.
we're all different, just like our scores.
So I think it would make sense to end in Falma.
Yeah,
Do
like
the big battle in Falma. Yeah, and then I think that would be the you get the 100 companions, which would be I cannot wait to see how they pull that off.
Me either. Brigitta, she's coming.
I cannot freaking wait to see the 100 companions, the whole cloud. Oh my god, that's gonna be epic if they do it right.
If they can do it right.
It's kind of hard because they don't have a whole lot of time. Maybe Falma is halfway through season 2.
Somebody's saying that in chat. Keeper says Falma mid-season tier finale.
Yeah. I mean,
Ooh,
that's
finale.
possible
Perfect.
I kind of like it.
because then we meet. Then we definitely meet some Aiel then.
Yeah.
Oh, and oh wait, no, my god, that would mean we would get Eel, Julian, Matt, and Julian.
Yeah, Matt being there that's. I mean, it happens. So
Yeah.
like,
That would be cool.
oh yeah, not 100 companions. Here's the horn. Look at us. It's getting late. We're struggling.
We're doing
Yeah, here's for the horn. Yeah, you're right. Jesus.
Is Brigitte cast? Not that we're aware of. I mean, I've still got my fingers crossed for myself, but I'm not holding my
We're
breath.
so out of it right now.
Who do we email about that, Kritter?
I keep saying it
can
out
we-
loud
can we
a
get
little
that
bit.
handled?
Listen, you should talk to
Yeah.
your contacts because we know you have some.
Who
Yeah,
are you talking to?
it's when they just grace my presence, and then like I'm not the one initiating contact. I love it that it's happening, but it's not. I'm not the one doing it. But I hope they don't cut Julian either. He was really fun.
He's
He
so
was a fun
amazing.
character.
I can't wait. I really want to see him. They cut a lot of other people, but I want to see Julian.
Yeah, Elaine is cast for season 2, Corwin. She is definitely there. Ciara Coveney has been shooting. Listen, if we can get that actress from Expanse cast by Twitter public opinion, we could get you cast. Morshadi, I like that attitude. The problem is
That's a
she's
good
probably
idea.
already
This is what we need.
secretly cast because, I mean, it's season 2, and presumably we're going to get Falma, but send good vibes.
Yeah,
And
Y'all watch it be Kritter. She's messing with us.
She's lying to us.
She's secretly filming right
She's
now.
lying to us.
oh, that's the dream. Did you know?
She's in
Amazon that I actually do know how to shoot a bow.
Oh, look at her plugging
Oh
herself.
my
Look
God.
at her plugging herself.
I'm just saying,
my
I'm kind of pretty much exactly what you're looking for, but I know she's
I
probably,
mean,
I know she's
you
probably
get
already
in.
guessed.
Yeah.
You get in and I don't freaking get a side part as a piece of bread, I'm going to be really, really pissed.
Hashtag Rafe, you coward. Nobody clipped
Rafe, you
that.
coward,
Nobody
wow.
clipped that. Oh, it's about me being cast as Brigitte. Just kidding. It's all
Whoa.
jokes. It's all
Calm
jokes.
down against Rafe.
And I said something about Rafe last stream and I got yelled at, so
Yeah.
Johnny?
No, we
Yeah.
love Rafe here. If
Come
you cast me
on.
as Brigitte, we'd
Rafe's
love you even
born
more.
here.
Or honestly, like there was
Do it.
somebody asked on my TikTok, like, who would I be if I was like in just like one scene and done? And I said,
Who?
well, it would be really sick to be one of the
We
heroes.
all have to answer that.
Well, okay, it would be really cool to be one of the heroes for the Horn if you could be like in one scene only.
oh yeah.
Like, that's what I would want to be. I'd have a weapon. I'd have some sick armor. It would probably be, like, from a different age. Like, that's what I would be. What about you, Winespring?
Oh, I know who
I have no idea yet. I've
Okay.
never thought of it, so I gotta think about it. So
You know
if you
what?
know, go ahead in the chat. Let us
Okay.
know too.
I like the heroes.
One scene
The
though.
heroes for the horn.
One scene.
Thing, right? The hunter for the horn. I like the hunter for the horn thing. I would be the hunter for the horn. That's all braggadocious, talking shit about how he took down all the Aiel while Gaul was hanging in the freaking
Oh,
cage
that was a
outside.
good one.
That would be me. I'd be the guy with a splint.
Me.
I took them all single-handedly. Give me some more beer. Yep, free beer.
I or nothing.
I would be that guy. That would be me.
Oh
Um,
my gosh.
I hope we get Varen soon, too. Okay, Winespring, have you thought? No
Gosh, I
pressure.
don't know, so I would just have to be a channel. That's what it would have to be because that's.
Okay, you
so,
have you.
I
would
just
wanna
don't
be
know
a
what
channeler.
scene
A random
For
channeler
sure.
that shows up only
in a battle
in a battle.
using my hands.
You could be one of the Black
Could be-
Sisters that kidnaps Egwene.
Oh, it would
Or
definitely
Elaine,
be.
sorry,
It would definitely
Elaine.
be a Black sister.
Because I feel like
Gosh.
they get the names of a lot of them and they don't see them all much, right? And so there's got to be one that has a
So
channeling
it's like
battle.
a one scene.
That's just a one who just shows up. Like that would be freaking awesome.
boom.
I was thinking the same thing, except one of the Reds that kidnapped Rand.
Oh, that would be
Mm.
good.
At Demise Wells, that'd be a good.
Everyone will hate me.
Or
No,
one of the
that'd be
wise ones
Okay,
that
let's do it.
that
Let's do
shows
it.
up.
Oh yeah,
One of the wise ones that, or a Windfinder. Can you imagine the frickin' costuming if you got to be a Windfinder who shows up to save Elaine? Like,
I'll tell you right now, you better.
I'm done. We're done.
You better start working on your tan.
That's what I want.
You better start working on your tan
I do.
right now.
We're good. Working out. We got this. We're ready.
that would be fun. God, I would love to make a cameo in that show. That is like life goals times 1,000.
Can you imagine
Yes.
if they said, "Okay, we have this big giant scene of a city. Let's invite all the content creators."
I would die. I would pay for my plane
and
ticket.
Just put everybody in one big scene. That would be freaking sick.
Yeah, it would be amazing.
Yo, it's 2022. Manifest it.
Anything is possible.
Call me.
Anything is possible
Ooh,
right now.
a Hinderstap townsman is excellent.
Hinderstep Towns.
Winespring for Chesmal Emery.
Oh,
Yes, that's a good one. More shoddy. I love that.
Ooh, wait.
Not seeing any of these.
They're on Twitch.
Twitch, yeah, sorry. Winespring for Cheswell
my
Emery
Twitch froze
is a,
up, of
you know,
course.
she's a black sister, right? Cheswell Emery's who is masquerading as a yellow, and she doesn't show up much, right? I think she's, don't we have to go to Carrion in order to get Tom back? That's a really good point. Maybe Rand will encounter Tom on the road, or Matt will encounter Tom in Tarvalon. Those are my two guesses for how that goes down, and like. Yeah, I don't
That
know.
makes more sense because Tom knew that they were heading for Tarvalon.
Yeah, so he might try to catch up to them, and then he'll run into Matt and try and save Matt from the Red Sisters, who will be tracking him down. And oh my god, that plot is gonna be my favorite plot if it happens, because it sounds so fun.
That would be sick.
More Shadi's agreeing Tom and Tarvalon with Matt. Yeah. Cygnus Rising, you're right. I feel like Tom could just throw down the smoke powder and just show up wherever he wants to be. Like, and that'll be what it's like, and it'll be like, I am, Tom is back. Anyways.
We're getting pretty close, but can we throw one? We did this last time, and I really, really want to hear people's opinions real quick.
Yeah.
On Cold Open for season 2, episode 1. I've already said what I wanted, but I was vetoed. I know a lot of people want. What was it that they wanted?
I said
Talked
the
about this
Sean
last-
Chan
The prologue?
taking Falma,
Yeah.
but
Right.
but
Mine was.
yeah.
Like,
Well, they're usually in the past, right? Well, I guess not technically, because the White Cloaks
No.
one was in the present. The funeral one was in the present, so they could be in the present.
it doesn't really. I don't think it matters that they're in the past or not. They're just. It's something that we will see later on, or we experience later on, right? So like, the Age of Legends all had everything to do with the final part of episode 8, with Louis Theron and him seeing the fight.
Yeah, I
and
mean, we
seeing-
didn't get
yeah.
anything from the Red Sisters or the Channeler. So episode 1 had a unique cold open in that way.
Yeah, it was.
that
was weird.
So I have a new one. I haven't said this before.
Okay.
Some people are saying Dark French Social. That would be sick.
Yeah, that's the one I was with there.
Yeah.
What if it's the Aiel? What if we have the Aiel deciding to go back and find He Who Comes with the Dawn?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Like think of them in
Yes.
Cold Rock's hold in a giant meeting. You know what I mean? Like Aiel never get together, but they got together for this, and it's just a bunch of redheads and blondes in a room arguing with spears,
and one white-haired old lady
talking about G.E.T.O. Ooh, I would love that.
Yes.
Everything with an Aiel so far has been lovely. The Matt scene where the Aiel was dead, and then the Shael scene, both amazing. So, yeah.
I would support that 100%. I told you last. My thing was the backstory to Pat and Fane.
God, that would be good.
That's my favorite thing. The ice cream social would be fucking phenomenal. Actually, I changed my mind. I want to be one of the masked people in the ice cream social. I don't even give a shit if I get to take my mask off. I just want to
Match
stand there.
though. Yeah.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
Just participate.
Like,
Just a
you see
cool
something-
outfit,
like,
though.
You see that kneecap? That's my kneecap
Me.
right there. That's mine.
Me.
Whoa.
What do you
Pat-
want
These
to
are
see?
out.
Winespring?
These are out. What was that?
What do you want to see?
Dark Friend Social.
Friend social?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh gosh,
for sure.
Toic.
I think that's a great idea. Really fun.
Toic, they could do it in are you talking about the Aiel making the decisions? You said you could do it in Teleron Riod. If we have a Wise One meeting in Teleron Riod as the cold open and fun crazy shit's happening and they're drinking tea and they make it show up and then if we get Teleron Riod
Wait, no, now I want that.
in episode 1 of season 2, my mind
People would freak
will
the fuck
explode.
I want all of
People
it.
People would literally freak the fuck out if they did that.
Wow.
It'd be amazing.
I would love
What
that.
do we got? What do we got in chat? We've got Perrin's wife. No, Perrin's wife was not a dark friend. Hillbilly.
Oh, I didn't see that one yet. Oh, there it is.
It's over. Yeah.
They said she
I'm
wasn't,
not-
but
I'm
it
not
was
being mad,
sus.
not being mad at you. It was super sus, but she was not. Let's see.
The start of the Aiel War? Oh, sorry. I just talked over you, but that one is great because it's got Aiel in
Where's
it.
that one? Wait. Where's that? Where's that one at?
The start of the Aiel War is Dr. Keeley.
Okay, we also have Cygnus over here saying lose Theron forming Dragon Mount.
That would be, I mean, great. I want that in one of them.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Somewhere.
The only acceptable Billy Zane I will have in this show is if he plays Val and Luca. That's it.
I could.
Way to limit Billy.
Yeah, literally.
Listen, after Winter Dragon, he's lucky he's getting that shit. All I'm saying.
It's not his fault.
Guys, we're not getting on that again.
not his
It's
fault.
A masterpiece.
It's not, he produced that shit. It was his fault.
It's
It was
beautiful.
his freaking short.
Yeah, I think the Dark Friends Social is a cool one because like you see there's like somebody in a White Cloak outfit, you see there's somebody in an Aes Sedai outfit, like there's you know
It
Really
plants the
eye-opening
seeds
moment.
for-
We'll
yeah,
have
it
to-
plants the seeds for so many things.
Yes.
something with a Forsaken could be cool, like in a Dream Shard where they're all like although I feel like that would be tough for episode 1 season 2 because no one will have seen any of them.
No one who knows who the hell they are.
Yeah, and so like I guess if they start throwing names out, it's not going to mean anything to non-book readers, right? And so that would be my one. Like I want to see that, but I want to see it done in a way that we can all be like, "Holy shit, that's the Forsaken!" And it's not just book readers who know.
Yes.
So
All right.
that's my thought. But they could walk in the Dark Friend Social, like there could be one of them walk in, like you know what I mean, and obviously be in charge,
Yeah.
like. Picture Robin rolling in and being like with the and then we see him with more gaze later in the
so
episode.
excited
I'm
about
sorry,
that.
why am I so
Yes.
excited?
Tell us more. Tell us more. Come on, Kritter.
I'm just
Let me
saying,
get up.
I'm just saying it could be really cool.
I was gonna say
It
they
is.
did
It's
have
going to be so
somebody in charge
exciting.
of the
And when
Dark
are we
Friends.
going to get it?
I don't know.
There's
Wow,
only one season one.
Season
Season 2,
episode
episode 1.
one.
Season 2, episode 1.
When are we going to get all this?
whew.
Yeah, you got
A
the
year?
inside scoop. What's
In
up?
November?
Oh God, I know. Oh, we're talking about when it premieres. I have no idea.
It's gonna be November. It's gotta be November.
I'm,
Usually, once they
Probably
pick
November.
once they pick a date set, they usually stick with that, don't they?
my bet is it's gonna be right after Lord of the Rings, which would put it around November. Lord of the Rings I think premieres in September. If it's like 8, 10, I don't know how many episodes it is or if they've announced it. But that would leave it right at the November where if they want to keep fantasy fans engaged, it'll be the perfect like everyone's going to be really excited about Lord of the Rings, and anybody who didn't necessarily know about Wheel of Time yet, every teaser, like every commercial that happens that rolls before Lord of the Rings is going to be Wheel of Time, and then like hopefully it'll bring people over.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
that's my
Told you.
prediction.
I told you, if the show sucks, I'm gonna ha and everybody.
Aw.
Not because I'm a vile person. It's because those Lord of the Rings people have been assholes about the Wheel of Time.
We can be friends,
They
I
have
think.
no. Okay, I'll be
I
friendly.
think
I'll
we
be a
can be
friendly jerk.
friends.
I'll be a friendly jerk.
I'm actually
I'll be like,
okay. Let me speak for some Lord of the Rings fans. I was on the stream of the obscure Lord of the Rings facts guy on TikTok. Very nice guy. He read the Wheel of Time. He was excited about the Wheel of Time. I haven't talked to him since the episode aired about the Wheel of Time, but he hasn't said anything bad about it. So there are some good Lord of the Rings fans out there. Hashtag
I
not
love
all
it.
Lord of the Rings fans. Okay.
I love the Lord of the Rings. I like people generally. But they've been really jerks. There have been some
Aw.
real jerks about the Wheel of Time.
I mean, there have been some real jerks out of the Wheel of Time fandom about the Wheel of Time.
True.
Let's
That
be
is true.
real.
That is true.
So I think
You
there
got
are
a point.
I think there are jerks in every fandom, but we don't need.
I'm actually excited for the Lord of the Rings show. I really want it to do well because I'm super
too.
stoked. I just hope. It depends. I mean, are we going to get a book show, or are we going to get what we're getting with Wheel of Time, which is an offshoot? It's going to be tough. And Lord of the Rings is oof. It's going to be tough.
They have the Silmarillion and the Book of Lost Tales and like several things to base,
They have a lot of they have a lot
to
draw
pull from.
yes.
And so like it's basically like is it going to be more like the Lord of the Rings movies, which are my favorite movies of all time, and it's been that way.
Even the Hobbit movies.
No, the trilogy, the original like the Hobbit is not Lord of the Rings.
She's like no.
No, because my point is we have the Lord of the Rings, which deviated from the books in the right ways.
Yes, they
and
did.
was amazing and the best movies of all time. And then you have The Hobbit, which took a book that was like half the size of the Lord of the Rings book. I'm exaggerating.
Oh, it
And
was like a quarter of the size.
and
of
then
Lord of the Rings.
pulled like a couple characters from the Silmarillion and made it into this obscene, like it's fun to watch. I enjoy it, but it's not.
It was a marketing. It was a marketing.
But it's not great.
Beautiful.
No, it's not.
It's beautiful and it's fun.
Nice
but
to look at.
It's nice to look at, but it's no Lord of the Rings. And so like, we'll see what path they go down. Is it going to be a special effects spectacle with Benedict Cumberdragon, or is it going to be the deep,
Benedict Cumberbatch.
incredible, meaningful, beautiful, well-scored, like masterpiece that was the Lord of the Rings movies? I'm hoping for that one. It is
Do
a
we
prequel.
know-
Yeah.
We know, and I'm curious, only because he spent so much time, right, making the movies. Do we know if Peter Jackson has any role in this whatsoever, as far as like, you know, maybe advising with certain things? Because the guy knows his shit.
Yeah.
No,
he
you
does.
know, the Hobbit movies are kind of. I mean, you can't knock the guy. The guy, the Lord of the Rings trilogy is one of the greatest freaking movie, you know, things that ever came out. Just the scope of what they did on that trilogy was incredible. So I'm wondering if he might have anything to do with it.
I am not seeing it quickly, so, and I feel like we gotta call this at some point and stop talking
We
about
do,
Lord of
we
the
do.
Rings on our Wheel
Yeah.
of Time stream. So yeah, it's no Peter Jackson involvement. Thank you, Sarah. Which is a bummer,
Thank you.
but hopefully they have like new people who are incredibly well versed in the books. There are a lot of people out there that have read them all. I am not one of them, actually. I've read the Hobbit and the original trilogy, and I tried the Silmarillion once and did not have a good time, so I haven't tried it again. But yeah,
Did I ever
I
tell you what I found?
don't know. What did you
No.
find?
Never.
I don't know. 'Cause we talk about Wheel of Time, but I found the 1963 box set, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, with all the maps and
Whoa,
everything
whoa, whoa.
Oh, that's so cool.
at the thrift
Wow.
store. I got the
Oh,
whole thing,
man.
and they're in great condition. The dust covers are a little bit messed up, but you know, because they're from '64.
Sure.
But the books themselves are in pristine condition, and $12.
Whoa.
I need to go back to
What?
half price books. I need some thrift book shopping in my life soon.
And look at this thing.
That is, I
Yeah,
love the
that's
font. Oh my god, I love it all.
It's sick.
That is
Excellent find.
sick. Congratulations on that one.
Yeah, I'm amazing. No, I'm just kidding.
Own it.
Yeah, I everyone's talking about whether what's Layla was a dark friend. The people in the show said that she
Layla was a dark
wasn't. like I agree.
course.
It looked like she was, but they've said that she wasn't. So unless they're
Just lying
lying,
about this shit.
Have you seen the idea that maybe Layla was actually not Perrin?
actually, what? One more time.
So Layla was actually, maybe she had a thing,
Like
and
she
not
had a thing
Perrin
for
having,
Egwene.
and not Perrin having a thing for you, and that's why participating in like Egwene's ceremonies and that kind of thing.
I did.
Thought it was interesting.
I saw that, and I saw that the actress who plays her was like, "Yes, I'm signing on to that one."
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. Yes.
that's freaking funny.
Yeah, Gillian Lee,
Oh,
focus on
great.
Watt for now. Focus on Watt. If you haven't read it, or well, I guess you're busy reading, so presumably they're both rereads. And why are you here if it's not a reread? Because we're in spoiler territory. But I'll always recommend Wheel of Time first and foremost. Other books are secondary. Wheel of
Always.
Time is number one. And on that note, it's a late. And this was a great
Yes.
stream. I appreciate you all being here, but I think we're gonna have to call it. We're not sure yet if we're coming back next week. We have some things, some topics planned, so we may or may not be checking our Twitters, which are in the discussion on YouTube. We always announce it on Twitter, usually a day in advance, if not the morning of, and it'll be on my Discord. What? we give you so much notice.
We'll get it out there eventually.
Just, we
Here on
yeah.
Monday, please.
Yeah. So, and if you don't already, feel free, please, to look at all of the links we have in the discussion. Check out Winespring's website, buy some merch from Tavern. Follow me on TikTok because I really want to get to 10,000 followers and I'm so close. I'm only like 1,000 away. So, you know,
follow
if
her.
if you don't follow me yet on TikTok,
Follow
please
her.
do it. That's my big goal.
She's actually funny.
Yeah, she's fun. Shun the non-believers.
sure.
Shun the
Oh my
non-believers.
Thanks.
And the what? The Black Aja? What?
What?
Yeah,
You're
excuse
so-
me.
No such
By the
thing.
way, you contradicted yourself with your no Black Aja, and then all in the stream tonight you were like Black Aja, Black
Yeah,
Aja.
because this is the spoiler
Got
segment.
her.
Just saying.
You did catch me.
Oh, man.
Anyways, okay.
It's true.
Thank you all for being here. Check the discussion for all of our deets. This was amazing. Winespring Tavern, as always, it was great. And that's it.
Thanks everybody.
Bye, guys.
That's it.